Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
What up?
What up?
This is episode 182.
183.
183, my bad. I said it right before we recorded. 183.
183.
Of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy Busby.
Give me a hell yeah!
And over here it's your boy JC No Honey X.
Hand Martine. I ain't gonna do that shit today.
Oh man, what happened to the intro, dog? What up?
I gotta surprise
just last
y'all.
week he said I'm gonna go in, and then I ain't doing that shit.
No, I'm just gonna.
I ain't doing that shit no
I'm
more.
gonna surprise y'all. Some days I'll do it. Some days I won't. I'm gonna be very inconsistent with it. You may never
You're
know.
inconsistent with everything lately, bro.
Consistently inconsistent. That's how we do this at the iLLogical Sense.
Shit, but what up, though, man? What's good?
From the man
Shit.
that has brought you, we ain't got nothing but time. And then when you give him time, he don't have time.
Yup. It's Busby.
Oh, shit.
Give me a hell yeah. That's what it's gonna be called.
Give me a hell yeah!
I'm good, man. I have an announcement for you guys and the people. Slurricane Cole has made his return. He is on this episode.
Hey, what up?
The sweet tea and the Simply Lemonade mix is in effect.
Well, right over here is Crystal Geyser Busby with the water. That's what I'm drinking.
Shit.
How you living,
And
Martine?
you got Brisk Martine. You know what I
Just
mean?
brisk, baby. Remember those commercials?
Just Brisk, baby.
You remember those commercials with fucking Sylvester Stallone as Rocky? They paid him like I don't know how much they paid him. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, those claymation ones.
Yeah.
Those shits was fire, bruh.
I
Oh, yeah, no, they weren't. How was your week, man?
Work. But
Ooh,
I
work.
finished up Clone Wars. Like, I actually rewatched the series, but I watched it in chronological order, so you could skip episodes and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got through Clone Wars, and then I watched Rebels, Star Wars Rebels. You heard of that show?
Yeah, but
Heard of it? Haven't gotten to it.
Yeah.
The first season's kind of a chore to get to, so of course I looked on YouTube to find, if there's a way to watch it with skipping episodes, and of course, someone had it up, so I skipped like a majority of the first season, and they showed like 5 episodes you need to watch, and I'm like, okay, like the first 2 and then the last 2 episodes of the first season, and then from season 2 on, that's great. It's not as better as Clone Wars, but it's great. I was like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, and even with Clone Wars, I watched like someone online literally fucking mashed up the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars with Revenge of the Sith, and it was like a 3-hour like epic, and it was great. It literally everything like flowed together. The transitions was dope, especially how Anakin like turned on Vader and it kept flashing back to Clone Wars and shit. I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, you know what? I might as well finish this shit. So I've been binging all of Star Wars. After Rebels, I watched Rogue One, and then I was like, well, gotta watch A New Hope. I watched A New Hope, and I went to Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And then I just looked at the fucking sequel trilogy. I was like, fuck it.
Might as well.
And then I just got The Last Jedi, and I'm kind of watching it with open eyes now. And I'm kind of like, now I'm starting to see what people were seeing, what was bad about the movie. Like, I'm kind of literally seeing it now. I almost might go down on my list. It's like, that is kind of bad. Like, what's it called? The side story with fucking Rose and Finn, that really was not needed at all. When Poe was just... What was Poe doing? Poe was doing some stupid shit, and Princess Leia kept telling him to chill, but he wasn't chilling. And then he just kept fucking shit up. And there was like certain plot holes, and then I kept watching it, and I'm going like, none of this shit matters, because Rise of Skywalker just kills all of it. Then I got angry again.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, when we get off the show, when we're done with this, I'm going to watch Rise of Skywalker, and I'm going to be angry. Just letting y'all know. I'm just going to piss myself off for the culture.
That's cool.
For the culture.
Yeah. I had a good week. This is my mom's birthday last Monday.
Hey.
And
Happy
then,
birthday.
Happy birthday.
I even forgot to mention it last week, but last week was my grandpa's birthday too. They're literally 7 days apart.
Shit.
So that was it was good, but it was unfortunate because of course I'm still keeping distance from my grandparents. And then my sister came back. My sister came back one day and she's like, "Oh, I went swimming today." And I was like, "Where?" She's like, "Me and grandpa's." And I was like, "Oh, you stayed away from them, right?" She's like, "Nah, they came out and they hugged me and shit." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's clear for me to go up there now." Like, if they ain't doing the social distance and shit, like, okay, yeah,
right.
let me go up there and go say hi and celebrate with them. So did that, and then I started re-binging Atlanta just to be familiar with it. And boy, is it still nice to see just a black ass show.
Yeah.
Just no apologies, not even trying to give the perspective of the white person in a hip hop culture, like, oh well, they bring benefit. Nah, sometimes they really don't. It's and makes you feel some type of way. But I also was watching it too because we were saying, oh yeah, the Atlanta and Dave, they could do a cross because they're pretty much in the same universe.
They're not in the same universe, huh?
They're not in the same universe, and they're not in the same universe for one reason.
Why?
Justin Bieber.
They could have two Justin Biebers.
Nah.
They can figure it out. I know what you're talking about. They could have two of them.
Nah.
Because
You can't have the original Justin Bieber and Dave and then the black version of Justin Bieber in Atlanta.
They could cross worlds, man. Fuck it.
This ain't Twilight Zone.
Fuck it. Some shit where Dave just goes into another dimension.
It doesn't matter.
It's watching it again after having not seen it after a while. Like, it really just holds up to the 10th power. It's really good. I can't stress that enough about that show.
Are y'all gonna get HBO Max soon?
Yes.
Yeah, I might just get that shit now because I'm thinking they got Boondocks, they're gonna have Fresh Prince, and fucking they announced that they're gonna finally release a Snyder cut for Justice League.
Yeah. Well, did you get the email about the discount?
Yeah, I saw the discount.
Yeah, so you don't even have to get it.
Whoa. What's the discount?
You don't even have to get it now, but if you sign up for it, I think it's by 3 a.m. Eastern time on the 27th of this month. As long as you sign up before then, you get a year at $11.99 a month instead of the $14.99.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Yeah, I might
but
just
you got to
do
pay
that.
for it all at once, though, huh?
I don't know. I'll have to check in. I mean, if I do, it's no big deal. I mean, these that stipend check is still there's still some residue on my account left over.
For real. I mean, yeah, because the Snyder cut for Justice League has been like demanded by all the nerds ever since Justice League came out. They've been demanding this cut because Zack Snyder was working on the movie and then he had to leave and then they had to restructure shit. But he's dead ass like, oh yeah, the cut does exist. And I guess Warner Brothers just said, okay, we'll let you finish it. So WB said, yeah, we're giving you money. You could finish the scenes. You could get the actors back. And they were saying like it could be like a 6-hour cut. So they could just actually make a little mini series out of it or just show it all at once. Who knows? But the fans are going to get what they want because they've been demanding this cut for years.
6 hours?
That's how they said it might be 4 or 6 hours because they said it could range from over to 4 to 6 hours. Allegedly.
Damn.
Yeah, so they said they might just separate it, and I was just because fans have been demanding this cut for years. Personally, I like Justice League, the original cut. I guess. I mean, I didn't mind it, but
I didn't mind it. Just it would have been nice to have some individual movies in between that time.
I mean, yeah, they could.
But
just
I guess
follow
Marvel
the MCU.
spoiled us in that aspect,
No, because common sense.
Yeah, because they had a plan.
Yeah. They had common sense. So
yeah, I was spoiled by a plan.
I was spoiled by
I
common
thought
sense.
I just saw Rossi in a commercial just now. I'm tripping. That nigga looked just like Rossi.
Probably was Rossi.
Nah, because then again, Rossi looked like Bryson Tiller too. Did you see a story about that when he was at the drive-thru? He put it on Twitter. So he's at the drive-thru, and the drive-thru girl was like, "Hey, you look like," and then he just finished. Bryson Tiller.
Bryson
Yeah,
Tiller. I know. Give me my fucking food. Give me my fucking food. Yeah, how was your weekend, Martine?
It was a blur. Had a lot of work.
Yeah, but that bank account looking nice though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Give me a hell
The only
yeah.
thing is, like, my weekend was actually kind of cut short because I was telling JC off air before we started and shit that I actually took an extra shift this morning and shit.
Shit.
Yeah, so it's just like work.
Work.
And that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, man. Even to the point where you guys are going to get mad at me about this one. You ready?
Go ahead.
I didn't finish The Last Dance.
Oh,
What kind of
Yeah,
shit is
I
that?
know.
What episode? Both episodes?
I know.
Both episodes?
Nah, I saw episode 9. I didn't get to the 10th one yet.
you've
And then I
seen
just
the-
found out that whatchamacallit. Yeah, but see, I already know what happens.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
But
more
like,
like episode
whatchamacallit?
9 and 10 was more like a highlight reel for if you don't know, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, it's like you could tell though after seeing episode 9. It's like, okay, I kind of have an idea of how the next one's gonna go. There's probably some shit that I don't know that I'm gonna watch after we're done here, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also, I don't know if you guys saw it. They were actually supposed to air the Game 6 movie.
They're in
today.
it right now.
Now,
Oh shit!
how's it look? Is it like
It's more of like a cinematic version of the actual game, so it looks
oh
pretty cool.
wow.
And then they
Wow.
do a lot of there's immediate cutscenes. So, like, let's say Scottie Pippen runs around to one side of the court. If they have the cutscene where it has the actual audio of them, like when they do the end of the year DVDs, how they used to do. Remember how certain scenes in the game you could hear them talking. It'll immediately cut to that, and then it'll cut.
Oh, so they're
back
all
to-
mic'd up. Oh, okay, I get you.
So it'll go from like the cinematic
Gotcha.
like roundabout on the court, and then if they have that little cut scene where that little audio's there, it'll immediately jump in there so it doesn't skip a beat. It's actually
Yeah,
pretty cool.
they'll
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, ESPN's trying to milk this for every fucking penny.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like they're trying to squeeze
And why not?
the shit out. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're
might
here,
as
so
well-
we might as well talk
yeah, might
about
as
it.
well start there. Yeah, episode The Last Dance, the final steps, the last 2 episodes. Man, that flew by.
Anybody feel bad for Michael Jordan after
No.
seeing this?
Why? Why should I feel bad for
feel
him?
bad for him.
Why?
Yeah, like I mean, just from the aspect of you actually really get to see what it was like to be him, and just
Like how just obsessed with winning and being like the most
no,
popular.
just like what a day in the life for him was. Like, forget all the competitive nature, just what it was like when he wasn't
you're
on the
talking
court.
about. Yeah, I was gonna say you're talking about like all the off the court shit where he got like mobbed and everything like
Yeah.
that.
very Michael Jackson-ish. I mean, he was like one of a kind in that era. So it was like no one's ever seen a beast like him in that type of like in that scope. Like, do I feel bad? I mean, he kind of thrived on it.
Right.
In my opinion, he thrived on
Yeah.
it. He loved the shit. So he was like, because he tried to act all modest, but deep down inside, he loved the shit. Make
Yeah,
that
I
free
mean,
throw
like,
hope.
don't get me wrong, it's not one of those things where I'm like, I feel like terrible for him in the sense of, from the outside looking in, he accomplished a lot of what he set out to do. It's just one of those things where it's like, that man could never go to a supermarket ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
he
he's
can't
like,
do,
oh
like,
my god, you
normal
Michael
shit.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Michael
can't-
Jordan.
Yeah, he can't go out at like 1 in the morning real quick because he realized he ran out of liquor. So,
Well, isn't that, like
Right.
isn't that like LeBron too? That's like
Right.
LeBron and God bless the dead, like Kobe. They're all the same. They're all
See-
low key the same.
yeah,
When
but
they're
I
like
mean,
bigger-
Kobe
was-
more so probably, yeah, but like LeBron, I'm not saying that he definitely could, but especially being in LA, he can get away with that a little bit easier because they're used to seeing people like
Yeah,
true.
of that stature and shit.
True. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
LeBron walks in a
Chicago.
liquor store. He's not even guaranteed to be the most popular celebrity in that liquor store at the time.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
That's true. You can see fucking Jay-Z walk in or Kanye walk in or whatever. It's like, oh, it's
Or
like
Snoop Dogg.
Well, Snoop.
Yeah.
It's like an
You know what I
everyday
mean?
thing.
And I also
Yeah.
I also factor in the eras too. I mean, because I was more so coming from the fact that MJ came from the era where there was no social media. So he, I'm not saying LeBron
Yeah.
deserves to be hounded when he comes out, but LeBron does put information out there of when he's doing his music reviews and all. What like you can see him on a day-to-day basis. They didn't have that when Michael was playing. So to not have social media and 5,000 people still know where you're located at, that's got to be nuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Seriously.
And
not only that, but I mean, also you got to figure that LeBron, like, he seems more within reach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of social media.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas Jordan's like, you see him, it's like, holy
he was like
shit,
a mystique.
that's fucking Michael Jordan.
He was a mystique. And also, before this documentary, we didn't know how he was behind the scenes. We just saw him play We saw him play basketball, and we saw him do interviews with Oprah or NBA TV, and he had this little, not soft-spoken, but almost like a humbled voice. Like, you know, I'm just like a really nice guy. And like the closest we ever saw to him, I guess when we thought was the real him, was on Space Jam. You know, we thought that's how he was. Like, you know, as a kid, I was like, oh, that's how he was. Can you imagine the real Michael Jordan in Space Jam? Like, the real Jordan. Toon Squad would have been down.
Whooping Bugs Bunny into shape. Like, bro, you better hit that shot.
He would have called Little Bunny a bitch.
Shit.
Fucking bitch. He would have been dissing the Looney. He would have been, oh my God, I could just
that'd have
imagine.
been fucked up. Lola Bunny at the free throw line. Make the free throw, ho.
Make that 3-4 ho. Then this nigga would have just joined the Monstars. Like, fuck y'all. I'm gonna join these niggas.
He looks at fucking Porky Pig and does that eye shit that he did to Scott Burrell. That, hey, does the eye thing?
Hey, look at me. Like, the only time we ever heard him kind of get amped up was when he gave him that little motivation speech. No, that's not how the real Michael Jordan would have talked. The real Michael Jordan would have cussed them all out.
Yeah,
he would have lost his fucking mind. Dog.
Yeah. How bad were they down? They were down 74-20 something at halftime.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then only held him to 3 points in the second half. Like, go figure.
Hey man, Jordan was Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, they just had their secret stuff. They had Michael's secret stuff. You know?
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, Sam had that secret stuff too. He's packing that secret weapon. He brought them guns to the court and shit like he was fucking playing for the Wizards.
Yeah, I remember that. Or Elmer Fudd is all of a suddenly just dunking like fucking Dr. J. Like, what?
Yeah.
Then Bill Murray showed up out of nowhere, which made no sense. He just showed up.
That
was the crazy shit.
Well, he knew one of the producers, man. Didn't you listen?
Bill Murray was one of the producers?
No,
he knew one of the producers.
One of the producers.
Oh, yeah, he did say that. Yeah, he just dropped me off, so.
Yeah, see? It makes sense.
Yeah, then he had the fucking game-winning assist.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 1 assist.
I'm like, he drew up the game plan, dog.
Yeah, it was 1 assist. Just pass to Jordan when Jordan just flew in the air and just stretched out.
Yeah. Father stretched my hand. Somebody should cue up the damn Kanye's of that.
You're the only power.
My God.
Anyway, but back to real life.
That would be perfect. I'm going to do that shit, dog.
Yeah, so episode 9 and 10, only stuff they focused on was Steve Kerr and his life and his dad that worked in the, what did he work overseas? He worked in the Middle East and shit, right?
He was at a university. I forgot which one, but I did not know anything about Steve Kerr's background.
Me neither. So and he got shot in and he got shot in the head.
Everything, like my mouth, if it could drop to the floor, it would have dropped to the floor. I was like, oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
That explains the fight and the... Because Steve Kerr, he doesn't give off the impression, unless you actually watch this game, he doesn't give you the impression like, you know, he has that dog in him. But Steve Kerr has a dog in him. Like, he... then you realize, you know, when he's talking about, you know, I didn't get any scholarship offers like that. And then he was the joke on Twitter for a little while because like I definitely didn't have the women, and everybody was like, "All right, man, you didn't have to indulge. You didn't get no bitches in high school." And it was like,
and then I felt the edit that was crazy was when he said like when he was talking about his dad and he was like, "I was always thinking he should just be in the crowd." And during the national anthem, he'd be like, "Yeah, I'll be thinking this is just my dad would be thinking how dope this is." And as soon as he said that, it cuts to the national anthem to what? To the Eastern Conference Finals with the Pacers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it cuts to the national anthem of Game 7. Or it was Game 7 of that shit. And I was like, oh, that's just, mwah. That was just great editing. That was great timing and everything.
For sure. Again,
I remember that game.
Round of applause to the director, the producer, and the editors for doing what they did. because it wasn't easy, but they got it done.
I remember that game.
Yep.
I remember that game. I was young, but I remember that game, especially the final seconds.
Me too.
I remember that series, man. That series was because the Lakers had lost the series before in the semis to the Jazz, so I didn't give a fuck about the Western Conference. So I know because it was preconceived the Jazz were going to go back anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yeah,
right.
So I was more tuned in the Eastern Conference. Man, that Eastern Conference Finals, that Pacers team was stacked, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like Jalen Rose came off the bench. He wasn't even a starter yet.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that was in the finals. No, but I'm talking about like in that game when Reggie Miller made that shot in the final few seconds, and then I was just like, it wasn't the national anthem game. Yeah, that was game 4, and he was all jumping around, and then they cut to Larry Bird, and he just looks up, and he looks up, and he doesn't even celebrate. He's just like, fuck, because there's seconds left. Better. Because he knows there's seconds left on the clock, and you know who it's going to. Yep. And when that bar went in the air, and I vaguely remember this. I remember vividly remembering that part. It just went. It literally almost went in. And Reggie Miller said, I looked up. I was like, yep, that's going in. Oh no, it's not. I remember that. And
I remember that and the radio call, because even though, of course, we were a Lakers household, the fact that it was Jordan's last season, my mom went and bought us, my brother and I, the Bulls championship, the championship set. So we got the VHS, the shirt, the hat, and then we just split it up. So we used to watch that all summer. And that radio call always stuck with me because it rims out, and he goes, the radio call is always, it rimmed out, and it's 2-2, unbelievable. And then it just shows as it's going, it shows Jordan just like head down, just walking off the court, and as he's walking, it's just like it's this dramatic ass music that takes place. It's still like, I'm gonna go back and watch that shit on Amazon. That shit's still good.
Yeah, and then you get to game 7.
My memory of that, let me real quick. My memory of that situation, everything, dude. It's a trip because this is back in the days, right? So you remember how people had like those portable TVs and shit? You plugged them into like the car. I had that shit, Yup. I had that shit going because I had a soccer game at the park down here. You had like low park league and shit. You know what I mean? And after my game was over, I wasn't paying attention. I was supposed to be paying attention because my brother was playing. But hell no, I was watching Jordan, bro. Of course.
It's for priorities.
Like, I remember that shit like if it was yesterday, bro. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
Look at the shit we had to go through just to watch a game when we weren't home.
Seriously.
For real.
Oh, had to turn on. Had to make sure you had batteries on the fucking portable TV. Then you had to flip the antenna. And God forbid the signal doesn't work that day.
You had to get them shits at Circuit City and shit. Yeah. I remember that. No, but I remember then game 7. I remember that game. I remember just that was the one when they manhandled them, right? Towards the end.
When they came back, because the Pacers were up by 13 at one point in that game.
Yep. And then they came back.
And it was like, nah, y'all done.
Yep. No, and then when we get to the final, and then they get to the finals. What was it? Game 3 when the Bulls just literally abused the Jazz when they were up. It was like 90-50.
Yeah. So that final game was 96-54. Which was wild because Utah was one of the best offensive teams that year from terms of scoring, and they just could not hit shit at all. And I
vaguely remember that game.
I remember that game specifically because I was at my uncle's in East Palo Alto, and I remember the Jazz got up 3-0, and then the Bulls, I think it was Scotty, went to the free throw line. He made 1 of 2, so Jazz were up 3-1. My mom walked in, and she was like, damn, you might as well just miss both free throws. You're just only going to put 1 point up.
It's like they said. It's like Jordan heard that shit. Like, what? You know he needs motivation.
Yeah.
Any type of motivation.
Then they proceeded to go on a 95-51 run to end the game.
Destroyed them. I remember that one. I was like, they just whooped their ass. I remember as a kid, I was like, oh, so do they win the championship? My mom was like, no, they gotta win a few more games. I was like, are you sure? Because...
might as well just call that shit right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
has that ever happened before in the finals? Like after that,
what?
Like someone get really blown out like that?
A team that doesn't
like
score
run up
that
the score
much?
like that?
Like 95, like 95.
I honestly don't remember any.
Like 95-50.
I mean, I mean, we were getting our ass, like, we got our ass whooped against the Pistons in 2004.
But y'all lost by
Like, we were only scoring like 67 points, but the Pistons were only putting up like 87 points themselves, so it wasn't like...
It wasn't
Like,
that bad.
we were getting our ass whooped by 20, but it wasn't like,
no
It wasn't like how that. It wasn't like how that was.
Nah, but that Celtics game,
it wasn't that crazy.
the Celtics game 6 when they beat us in 2008, it was like that. We still put up like 96 points, but we lost by 42.
Which one was worse?
Yeah.
Which one was worse? The Pistons ones or the Celtics with Kevin Durant and all them? Garnett, I mean.
You mean Garnett?
Yeah, which one was worse for your as a fan? Which one was worse? Watching what the Pistons did or what the Celtics did?
Okay, so for me, I'll go first, JC.
Mm-hmm.
For me, watching against the Pistons sucked. Like, seriously, because the games, like, they were so low scoring. It was like pure defense all the way through.
Even that last
For
game,
me, that shit just sucked to watch the game.
That last game
against the Celtics,
yeah.
that shit burns, dude. Just because it's the Celtics.
Well, yeah. What about you,
Yeah,
JC?
I'll say they're different levels of pain because. Well, no, I'm dead ass serious. I'm not even joking.
I know, that's why I'm laughing.
The Pistons loss was because that was the end of Shaq and Kobe. Like, it was it was done after that.
Yeah.
So the readjustment of that, of knowing that was over. The Celtics shit burns because if Andrew Bynum just plays, we likely win that series.
Yeah.
That's why it burns. And if Trevor Ariza is healthy late in the season. Like, if both, because if you think about it, both of them were relatively healthy the next 2 years, and we end up winning 2 titles. So
Right.
it was really those. It was kind of like, all right, yeah, y'all got us, but y'all kind of got us undermanned. Which, I mean, the Celtics could say the same thing because Kendrick Perkins was out after Game 6 the year we won, but you know, they still have Rasheed Wallace, and even though Rasheed Wallace wasn't Rasheed Wallace from the Pistons, he was still very serviceable. He actually gave us. He was actually the reason why Andrew Bynum couldn't even be on the court. Kendrick Perkins at least allowed Bynum to be on the court because he couldn't do much. Rasheed Wallace actually made Bynum a liability for us. So they,
But yeah,
I mean,
I was just asking.
It's different. Like, I'm not gonna say one's worse because I still haven't watched the finals series from both of those.
I mean,
just hurt
I don't know
differently.
why you should. I wouldn't watch it.
Like, I'm not going to ever.
Yeah, there's no reason. I mean, I still haven't watched the Super Bowl. I mean, I might watch the last Super Bowl. I might still watch that because I know we saved the Bay Area. But
Shit.
but the other one, nah, I ain't gonna watch that shit. Nah, I'm good.
Can you imagine
those-
being a Falcons fan?
Oh, hell no.
Saw what Tom Brady did?
No, bro.
Oh, you saw what Tom
Nah.
Brady did, right? On Twitter?
Yep.
Not even that, dude. Fucking John Elway tore their ass apart too, didn't he? Or fucking who was it?
Ooh, everyone tore
No,
Atlanta
the
apart.
Vikings. They didn't even get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that year
yeah.
with Jamal Anderson and them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Rough times.
Man, that's why when people are trying to compare that Niner loss to what the Falcons did, I was like, I mean, it's bad, but y'all were worse. You guys literally had it.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a big lead.
Like that
Motherfuckers
was
gave up
bad.
Three touchdowns, a couple 2-point conversions, and a field goal. Like,
Y'all had it. It was 28-9 going into the fourth. And you know what happened. So ours, it was bad, but Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. So it's like it is when destiny happened. And if we would have won, you know, shit, we all would have been sick. So shit happens for a reason.
yeah, it's just, you know, that takes place, and they lost to a running back that went Super Saiyan, who was a black running back, but his last name's White. So
Yeah.
yeah, like
Hey, we get off topic. Anyway, back to the last game.
yeah. So,
they
so game 3 happens, and then of course Dennis Rodman steals the news, and
goes to
for the life of me,
WCW.
I just don't understand how any NBA player could live if that takes place in the social media era. And this nigga just disappears and goes to WCW for a
That
night
was-
to smack
and
Diamond
let's-
Dallas Page with a chair.
Yeah, and I'm so glad they didn't really go that in depth because WWE Network literally is, yeah, for once, ESPN don't have it. WWE Network literally has a documentary on that fucking whole situation. Like, like Eric Bischoff tells a story about how they went to the strip club and shit like that, and then like he was all chilling there talking to Rodman, and Rodman said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom." So Bischoff's like, "Oh, okay." So then Rodman don't come back, and he's like, "What the hell's going on? Where's Hogan? Where's Rodman?" So he goes back into the tour bus, and Rodman's just chilling there with hella strippers and a cigar.
Yeah, I'm sure one that he took from Jordan's locker.
Yeah, or maybe that was the one he asked for.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so, that was it. But, yeah, so they go back to that. And, of course, long story short, they beat the Pacers. And then they go against the Jazz. And then they talk about the quote-unquote flu game. And
before we even get to that, like, how big was it that WCW actually dropped the ball with that marketing? Like, why didn't they just send NWO to the rest of the finals games to just be in the crowd? Like, could you imagine Dennis Rodman like high-fiving Hulk Hogan in the crowd?
Hogan on the fucking sideline? Oh my God. I never thought of that.
That'd have been crazy.
I never thought of that.
Like, they literally
and
dropped
they had
the ball
the money.
on that.
They had Ted Turner money. They could have literally sent Hogan, Hall, and Nash, or just Hogan and Bischoff courtside. They had the money and had, oh my God. And then when they celebrated, and if they would have won, oh my God. I never thought of that. I never thought of that.
Their storyline could have just been, you guys aren't even our competition, so we're taking the week off to go support Dennis. And then they could have just did like little promos before the games would start around United Center. Like, all the security's there.
Yeah, that would have been fire, but and they would not have bothered Dennis. And can you imagine them celebrating and in the locker room with them? Oh my God, they hella dropped the ball. I never thought of that. I never thought of that. Holy shit, they hella dropped the ball. Oh well, fuck them. And Hulk Hogan.
Fucking Michael Jordan in an NWO hat.
After a custom-made NWO Bulls hat. They didn't. I'm surprised they never capitalized on that. They never capitalized on that.
NWO written over a 2-3. Oh man.
Can you imagine the NWO like spray paint over the fucking NBA championship?
Yeah. What a waste.
Oh my God.
Give me what I want.
I never thought of that, JC. All these years, I never thought of that. Oh well.
Yeah.
But anyway, they showed Rodman going to WCW, and it was just hilarious, just because they said, like Phil Jackson said, I'm gonna let Rodman do what he does, but as long as he plays on the court, that's all that matters. And Rodman is the personification of clock in and clock out. I'm really good at my job, so let me do what I gotta do. And then when I show up for work, I show up for work. So leave me alone.
Pretty much.
That's why no other teams. That's why no other teams could fuck with him, because they were all talking about his off court antics. And when he doesn't get his way, he just acts up. Like, especially when he played with y'all. I remember specifically, turning to ESPN or somewhere on the news, and you just see Rodman just sitting on the floor in your Laker jersey. I remember that.
Rocking that 7-3.
And he just sat down. I forgot why he did it, but he just said, "Fuck y'all. I'm just gonna sit on in the center court." And then he just took his jersey off and just left.
So, wild story. Speaking of that, just real quick, because we can jump back into Game 5 of '97. But wild story. Scottie Pippen almost became a Laker after his only year with the Rockets.
Oh wow!
Because of course Phil Jackson came into the mix going into that season. And so he was already bringing Ron Harper along, and he was going to try to get Scotty, but Scotty, I think they had promised him the bag, so it wasn't secure enough. But there was a deal to be done in place. The only problem was, to get Scotty, we would have had to send over Robert Horry a part of the package.
Was this after Jordan left?
This is going into the Lakers' first championship year. So there was that year off, because remember, Phil Jackson took a year off in between the Bulls and the Lakers. He didn't coach in '99. So all this was going into the 99-2000 season. But the deal was Glenn Rice, Robert Horry, and I forgot one other person to get Scotty. And at the time, it would have sounded cool, but you got to remember 2002.
It's 2002, Scotty.
Exactly. That's why I said,
Scotty been playing just like his voice. Well, just pass me the ball and I put it in the basket.
Well, no, not only that, it's Robert Horry's shot against the Queens.
Yeah. Yep.
That would have never happened because he would have never been on the team.
I don't know.
Well, hey, shit happens for a reason.
Yeah, so Scotty got 6. He possibly could have had 7, 8,
9.
And yeah, but I'm glad with what happened. I'll take it.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this damn documentary. So we keep going back and forth like the damn documentary. Like, you know how they go back in time to like 97 or whatever. We keep doing that with our conversation. Anyway, what were we? Finals?
Well, the flu game that was once.
The flu, the quote unquote. But now it's Pizzagate. Flu game. Yeah, pizza. Yeah, like how you said, that's a funny way to call it Hennessy.
Yeah, that was my first thought. It was like, damn, why are they referring to Hennessy as pizza? Like, because clearly he was drunk.
Because pretty much the story is for what Jordan and his trainer say. This is the story that Jordan and his trainer say about what happened the night before. Jordan was in his hotel room. It was late at night, and for whatever reason, his black ass wanted a pizza. So they call up a pizza joint. All the pizzas were closed. They found one pizza joint.
Tell him why he had to order a pizza.
Why? Because he wanted to eat.
No, because the team ordered pizza without him, and he got pissed, so he spit on everybody else's pizza.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds like Jordan. So, yeah. So, Jordan had to be...
That sounds legit.
That sounds legit. So, yeah, Jordan was petty and hungry, so he wanted pizza. So, they called the pizza joint. They didn't say what pizza joint it was. And then they came up there, and there was 5 dudes at the door, like it was some Soprano shit, and they gave Michael the pizza. The trainer was like, I have a bad feeling about this, on some fucking Star Wars shit. But Jordan ate the whole pizza. First of all, how the hell would you eat the whole box of pizza right before your game? But he's like, I'm Michael Jordan. Fuck y'all. I'm like, well, shit.
What was it before the game? It was like at 10, 11 o'clock at night. The night before.
Yeah.
Yeah, the night before. That's what I meant. The night before. So I'm just like,
you'd be surprised what athletes consume the night before the game. The night before the game isn't really a means to what they eat. It's usually the meals before that. If he ate that pizza hours before the game, then he kind of got a problem.
Yeah, I was thinking, what pizza was it? Like, was it Round Table? Well, they don't have Round Table in Chicago or Utah.
No, in Utah it was a mom and pop shop.
Probably. They were saying it was Pizza Hut. They were saying it was Pizza Hut, but whatever. Whatever the case. I don't know why they're saying this to begin with. Calling Hennessy pizza in Utah is just wild to me. Like, I'm not falling for it. Like, to me, that's even worse. Like, fam, you don't hide the fact that you was hungover with pizza, like, and the story just don't even listen to the story. He got mad that the team ordered without him, so he just spit on the that. You kind of deserve that shit.
See,
I'm sorry,
you did. He did.
Definitely does, but it sounds legit.
It sounds like something Jordan would do
to an extent. Like if we didn't know no better, you know what I mean? Like we didn't know no better. That story could pass, bro.
Mm-hmm. So Jordan woke up. He said he couldn't sleep. He was throwing up, and then he had food poisoning. So he still played and put up how many points? 60 points?
38.
Shit. And then in the end of the game, they talked to the Jazz coach, and he was just like, Jordan was sick? I didn't know that. You tell me he was sick? Well, that's news to me. And it went to commercial.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, when you watch it, I don't care if he was hungover. I don't care if he was drunk. I don't care if he freaking had food poisoning or a flu, any of that shit.
Nah, that nigga
bro went out there and scored 38 on him, bro.
That was the hangover game. That was. I still believe that. I still believe
it. Don't matter. I know it don't matter. He still went out there and put up 38.
I know it's the principle.
What up?
He was hungover.
Who cares?
Yeah.
He still went out there and shit on him.
And then took a shit after.
And then took a shit. I don't doubt that at all.
I would have hated being the equipment manager, having to be the one, and the team trainer having to be assigned to him. As he, boy, them bowels must have smelled like Game of Thrones backshot air. Just damn.
Oh God. Oh yeah, this week was the anniversary of the last episode.
Oh yeah, that's why I brought it up. Niggas still mad. Ha ha.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I went back and looked at the tweets. Like I look at my time hop and look back on those tweets, and I was like, and listen to our episode when how everyone was so pissed off. Oh man,
That's what people get for saying it was better than The Wire.
Yeah.
But back on track. Anytime I get to see Utah Jazz fans in anguish, it just pleases my soul. It's almost like a full-fledged orgasm. I just love seeing Utah Jazz fans just
when they
in
zoomed
pain.
in on Jordan's last shot and they showed all them crackers, them white fans just like in just pain, and then you see that one Jordan fan with his hands in the air, like what the fuck? Because it was a beautiful shot. When you see it, it was a beautiful shot, and he did not push off. If that happened now, they would have called the foul on Jordan. They would have called the foul on that push off.
Maybe it still wasn't a push off. Byron Russell's momentum was swinging that way, anyways.
Oh yeah, I know, of course. Yeah. But I'm just saying, now in this climate, they probably would have called a foul.
No.
I don't know, man.
They barely keep calls on LeBron.
It.
Like stars get those benefits of the doubt.
Oh yeah, stars get those. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Especially against Byron Russell.
You know what I mean?
Byron Russell, when we learned the history of him, of Jordan going to see the Jazz out of practice or wherever he was, and Byron Russell, hey, why'd you retire? I would have defended. I would have blocked the shit out your knowing that history.
Yeah.
Like,
and then Jordan's like, oh, you say you better talk to him, and then he puts the final. He busted the final shot in his eye.
Yeah. Like, it's commendable.
It was a 2-pointer, too. I forgot it was a 2-pointer. I remember that shot so vividly. Because when he made it, I literally said, game over. I said it out loud. I said it. I remember saying it, game over.
Yep. But, I mean, commendable to Byron Russell for, not being a bitch and standing his ground. But at the same time, it's like, you kind of had it coming to you all these years.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's just something about seeing Utah fans just in anguish just because of the racial under and overtones that have really been on display from as long as I can remember the Lakers going there to play games. Like, I hate Utah fans. I don't like them.
Well, that's why God never gave him a championship.
I didn't know what you were talking about when you were saying how much you like to see them in anguish and shit. I was like, what the fuck? Why? But then I get you now.
Yeah, they're racist. They're a red state.
Yeah.
I mean, look back at all the history.
It's more than just being a red state.
Yeah, the most recent history is Russell Westbrook. Remember, he went there and they were calling him everything but a damn slave out there.
And then then when you see it, it's like, yep, that's why Jordan took y'all souls.
Yeah,
there's something about Jordan taking these niggas' souls. Like seeing it now as old as an adult, it's like, damn, that must have hurt. The fuck well. Because they show the fans, like, there's dead silence in this arena. That's a way to... And that's so fitting for Jordan to end his career taking a nigga's soul. Taking a crowd's soul.
How do you feel about... do you feel any different about Jerry Krause now that Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner?
No.
Because I definitely see it in a different light. I'm not giving Krause any excuse. But at the same time, I'm also now giving more blame to the owner too because of that bullshit excuse he had.
Yeah, that was the most bullshit ass excuse. And the look on Jordan's face when he looked at it, he was like, "Really, really?"
Yeah,
that was a bullshit ass excuse.
The excuse was that after all this took place and they won, Jerry, I think it's Reinsdorf. He went up to Phil and he was like, "Hey, if you want to come back next year, you earned it. We'll make it work. I'll talk to Jerry Krause." And Phil was like, "Nah, because the whole fucking season you guys were telling us it's over, it's done. Like
you kept telling us, like at the beginning of the season, you said 82. Even if you win 82 games, it won't be enough. I'm gone." And I was like, "For sure." So this was it. Bye.
Yeah. So he told Phil that. So then. But then Jerry ends up saying all these years later, after having time to think about it, he's like, "Yeah, I mean, we could have went for 7, but the problem is we would have had to overpay for all the guys that weren't going to be worth it." And he was talking about Scotty Rodman and the whole nine. It's kind of like these niggas just won a title, bro.
And then Jordan just had this look on his face, like, "Really? I could have taken a pay cut. We all could have took pay cuts. Scotty would have been hard, but if you would have convinced him that I'm back,
they would have had to find a way to pay Scotty."
Yeah, I know, but they said if you would have had me, you would have had Kerr, everyone, the whole gang came back. I'm like, yeah, we would have came back. And Jordan, the only thing I kind of feel bad is that Jordan left when he was at the prime of his career. and he felt he had more. He knew he had more left in the tank, and he was not willing. And he was not willing to play with anybody else, which makes sense. That
narrative, that's kind of what we all were assumed as kids growing up all these years, was that MJ was pleased with walking off as the very best, and it was no question. That shit was dead. He blatantly told the camera, "No, I was pissed that we retired. We should have been able to defend it one more year."
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well.
I kind of always felt that way. I kind of felt that's how he always felt. I've always felt that. And,
well, I mean, you could have, but the impression that it was given under that time, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I remember that.
You got to remember, it wasn't just what was on the court. Like, Nike was also marketing as, kind of like a mission accomplished type deal.
I don't remember that.
So, but it was that whole situation was eye opening in that sense. But I mean, them getting to the finals in that 99 season, sure, especially because of the lockout year. Mm-hmm. I still don't know if they beat the Spurs, only because they were already having issues with the Spurs that season before. Mm-hmm. And that was Tim Duncan. That was first year Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Then you get second year Tim Duncan. And that's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like in
second
the end,
year of the Twin Towers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was also the year, and that's I like in the end when it shows the list of what happened after. It said Phil retired. It's like Phil Jackson got released. Jordan retired again. Steve Kerr got traded. Rodman got released, and then it just said, and the
Scotty
Bulls
got traded.
Scotty got traded, and then the last thing it said was, and the Bulls began to rebuild, and that's how it ended. And if you were a Bulls fan and you saw that, like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Why you have to put that part in? They haven't won a championships. So it was like 98, right? So how many years has it been? Almost 20 something.
Yeah, don't feel bad for them. It ain't been that compared to other franchises. It ain't been that long.
They got a whole bunch of Jordans up there. That's what they got. They don't got a championship. They got a whole bunch of Jordans.
Yeah.
Yep.
My final takes on this was, number one, again, well put together docuseries, especially considering the last two episodes were kind of just thrown together. You kind of got that feel of it, but at the same time,
it kind of felt
like,
that way. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, what can you do about these final two final series, and that Eastern Conference Finals? Like, everybody for the most part knows
what
about
happened.
that. Mm-hmm. So you can only do so much. But I felt like they did a good job with Steve Kerr, because not a lot of people knew about that. My final takes was, I mean, the Bulls, you talk about just letting everything go. I mean, there's no reason why Michael Jordan doesn't have a role in that front office. Like,
that's wild.
Seriously, though.
I could understand if he still managed to go from the Bulls front office into Charlotte's front office, because he's from North Carolina. Well, he was raised in North Carolina, even though he was born in New York. But he was raised in North Carolina, so I could still understand that. It's just, he got there from the Wizards. Like, how the fuck did that happen? How did you let that take place? And then, number two, I feel like I know more about Jordan's security guards than I know about his family.
We only saw his kids once, and they only talked about how much they hate Utah. And that was it.
Like, his kids never talked about what it was like to grow up as the children of Michael Jordan. Juanita was never mentioned at all.
I mean, that's a whole history. My wife. That's a whole 30 for 30 in itself. So they don't need to focus on that, on his wife. That's a whole 30 for 30 in itself. So, but
well, they kind of do, because his marriage to her was some. Again, if social media was around, it would have been some off the wall shit. Like,
woo, boy.
His mom didn't even know that he got engaged to her at the time.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, Jordan, if social media was around, Jordan probably wouldn't have gotten 6 rings. He would have got a ring, but he wouldn't have gotten 6. And
just a lot of different effects.
Yeah. But my opinion about this documentary series, I feel it's going to go down as one of the greatest documentary series ever. One, not the, but one of the greatest. Because it literally depicted, by far, one of the greatest basketball teams of all time. And like, mainly Michael Jordan. We've seen so many documentaries on Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, fucking Kobe, but we've never seen one like an in-depth documentary on Jordan. And we got it finally.
Yep.
So it was very pleasing too.
It really was, and it was pretty much like I don't know why Jordan was so scared that people were going to look at him like he was an asshole. Like, nigga, we knew you were an asshole. Now it just clarified everything.
Like, I thought it was worse, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Huh?
I
thought it was worse.
I really thought it was going to be worse, but I think he probably saw it from that aspect because I'm not going to call the NBA soft. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's just a different viewpoint of a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And obviously the 90s is a different era compared to this era of basketball. So that also changes the fans' perspective as well. Mm-hmm. So I get it, but I'm also with Martine in the sense that I actually thought he stabbed somebody in practice.
Probably. I really thought that too. I thought it was worse. I thought it was some other shit.
I thought he was getting into fights on the regular at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna pull some Joker shit, and he was gonna double click his bread 11s, and the fucking knife was gonna come out, and he was gonna stab one of them niggas.
He probably would have. He probably did. I wouldn't have. And during practice, and Phil Jackson just looked at him and said, "Well, line up." Like, go line up. All right, whatever, and just wipe him off the floor. Throw the body in the trunk. So yeah, but like all in all, Last Dance. That's a round of applause. Now ESPN has to start making up shit now, but not too long because basketball. Didn't I say that? I think I said that. Like I said, wouldn't it be some shit after the Last Dance? That's when basketball comes back. And now it looks like it might.
Well, yeah.
That's
my whole thing was I was already warming up to the idea when the lockdown first started. I was like, okay, a few months off, we'll get basketball end of June, start of July. Like, all right, that works for me. And then that was before they even announced the Last Dance was going to drop earlier. Mm-hmm. But yeah, reports are now surfacing that the NBA is more than likely going to resume the season, and they're going to make that announcement within a couple weeks. Florida, more specifically Disney World, is going to serve as the campus to have everybody fly out to finish up the season. A lot of the NBA facilities are for sure going to be opened up the first or second week of June. And when I mean I opened up, like they'll actually be able to run team activities. So basically another training camp to get them back in shape to go into July.
And, man, can you imagine how out of shape these motherfuckers are now?
Oh, man.
Oh, hell yeah. Gotta
LeBron must be fat right now.
Nah, LeBron been posting every single
for
workout.
For LeBron standards, probably, but...
I know. I'm just looking at his beard, man. Like,
but even for his standards, though, he probably is, like, overweight. You know what I mean?
Honestly, he should keep that
I'm not even
beard,
worried
too.
about LeBron. I'm worried about Deion Waiters.
Yeah, nah, same.
Deion Waiters is who I'm afraid.
Yep.
Like, Deion Waiters ain't been to a facility. Remember, he was working himself back into shape, and then, the pandemic hit. Now he's available to have all them edibles and shit. So, like, I hope he was taking care of himself.
Them niggas gonna be out of shape. I think the only team that doesn't really matter much is, like, the Warriors. They could literally just coast through this shit. Like, well, shit.
Yeah, their season's done.
Yeah, like, the season's done. So it's like, whatever.
For real.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna be crazy? Like, whoever wins the NBA championship, they can just have their parade at Disney World.
Oh, that's fire. That's actually pretty fire.
But no fans. Just have the parade at Disney World.
Damn.
That's even better.
Damn.
Have all the Disney characters out there.
High fiving Disney characters. They put
You stupid.
they put fucking they put liquor in the water fountains and shit.
Oh, wow.
Oh, but even if the pandemic wasn't around, that'd be some shit I want to see. Just have the parade at Disney World.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not mad at it. I like that.
In an empty Disney World. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But yeah, what basically got the ball in motion was Gavin Newsom. He put out from jump. Yeah, pro sports in California, it'll be back by mid-June at the latest. So then that literally started setting in the ball for the NBA to be like, okay, let's move forward. And then it also set the ball for the NCAA because starting, I think, July 1st, students will be allowed back on campus. So it looks like there's going to be a football season in time.
Did you see that joke they said about San Jose State? It's like, that's easy. No one ever goes to San Jose State games. I was like that.
Shit. Well, that's what they think, bro. That shit's full every freaking week, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but jokes are funny, so
Like real shit.
yeah.
I know.
But yeah,
but
man.
football will still be on track.
Of
But speaking of
course.
football, there's something we got to get into.
Who?
I don't know if you guys
Uh-oh.
been up on game with what's going down, but there was a way that the
I know
NFL
what
was
you're talking-
trying to get more minorities into the front office. So they threw out this idea
Yeah.
of you hire minorities, you get higher draft picks. And
racist.
What kind of shit is that?
like I just had to
That's all I
when
can
I
say.
read that. Like when I read it,
really
I
though.
had to like reread it because I was like, okay, I'm missing something because I know damn good and well they're not saying that if you hire somebody that's black, you're gonna move up 10 spots in the third round. Like I know I didn't just read that,
Yes, you did just read that.
and sure enough,
Actually,
when I asked myself the question, it then went from the Bleacher Report notification to the ESPN notification to then whatever other damn app I was using. It went to that notification, so I was like, "Oh, these niggas dead the fuck serious." Okay, this is very problematic.
And y'all wonder why Cap took that damn
Extremely.
knee. And y'all
That's
wonder why
putting it
Cap
lightly,
took the
dog.
knee. Now you wonder why Cap took that damn knee.
I don't know why they thought that would be a good idea. Like you're basically saying the life of a black general manager is worth the number 4 pick in the third round.
Yeah, that's
Like-
what Roger Goodell's telling you.
Yeah, like fuck his credentials. You know, fuck the obstacles that he overcame to get put in that position. Nah, we're just gonna bring you on because this is gonna give us 10 spots higher in the third round. And to be
Right.
honest, once we're done getting all the good draft picks and we have a contender,
just
we're
gonna
probably
fire
gonna go
you.
get another. Yeah, we're gonna get another general manager that can actually handle it.
shit.
Like, what the fuck, bruh?
And yet we keep watching.
I mean, you said it perfectly, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And yet
You know what I mean? Like, it is what it
it
is.
is what it is, man. Just keep
But then
scrolling.
I guess they saw all the outpour of what was being stated from everybody that was criticizing. And then because I mean, to me, the basis of it, it's not the fact that you're trying to fix a system that's not letting minorities in front office positions. You're trying to tackle that instead of tackling the main issue. There's an ideology going on in the league where minorities aren't capable of doing this position. Why aren't you tackling that ideology instead of just trying to say, okay, well, the ideology can stay, but let's try to fix the issue.
And how many
comes
black
as a
coaches
result
won the
of it.
Super? And how many black coaches won the Super Bowl? Only 2.
Mike Tomlin and Tony Dungy.
Shit.
And people can correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't mind it, but the only black GM I remember was Reggie McKenzie, because I was there with him when he was in the office. When he was, not only was he the Raiders GM, but he won fucking General Manager of the Year.
Yeah, and then y'all chased him out.
Yeah.
Or Raiders chased him out. Yeah, you one of us now.
Yeah, so like it was like I remember that, and Reggie was well deserving of being in that position. It wasn't like he just got it off a fluke. Like he has a really good track record that goes back to Green Bay. Like he earned
where's
that
he at
position.
now?
He definitely deserved that shit. That's for sure.
I think he's doing. I don't know if he's general. I don't think he's general manager, but I think he has a position with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I don't know about that. Football coming. Speaking of football, Vince McMahon, he's a wild man. There's reports going on that he might actually buy back his stock within the XFL and probably bring it back when this shit is over. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
good luck
that's
to
not,
him.
that doesn't surprise the whole reason why he filed for bankruptcy, because he probably didn't want to pay nobody. So
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that makes sense.
in his defense, the league did work. So
it did,
Yeah.
but that was because he had what's his name, Andrew Luck's dad as GM. Oh yeah, now I guess like last week they released the reasons why Vince let him go, and one of the reasons is because he was slow to fucking act during the early stages of the pandemic. He got mad. He got mad that he drafted a player that Vince McMahon didn't okay. And then there was one other one. It was because he was using the team. He was using the team iPhone for personal use.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that shit is ridiculous.
That sounds like
Like,
some
what the hell?
excuses Vince did. He didn't want to pay him. I was like, that sounds like some shit Vince McMahon would do.
Yeah, that's some straight petty shit.
Petty
dog.
shit. Like, all right, bro. Let's stay on the wrestling shit. Yeah, some sad news happened today. Well, as we're recording, former WWE wrestler. Man, I don't want to fuck up his last name. Shad. Oh man, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I mean, we do.
Yeah, but like, you pronounce his last name if you have his name up.
Nah, I didn't have the story.
Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna call him Shad. If y'all know who I'm talking about, Shad Basepud, or however you say his name, forgive me. But yeah, he passed away. He was like this past weekend. He was on the beach with his son, and they were in the Venice Beach. He was in the water, and a tide came and swept him underwater. And when the lifeguards came in, in his last act, he yelled out, "Save my son!" So they saved his 10-year-old son, and he got swept out to sea. And they just discovered his body this past Monday because it got swept up to shore. And
Shad
Gaspard, there you go, Shad Gaspard. He was in WWE. He was one of the tag team members of Crime Time. It's Crime Time. Them niggas were funny. He was in WWE for a few years, and then he went to Impact Wrestling for a bit. I think he did. Don't put my word on it, but he's been around the wrestling community for years,
right?
And he gained a lot of respect throughout the wrestling culture. And yeah, really good friends with Kofi Kingston and New Day and all that shit. And yeah, it's really sad. It's pretty sad. I was like, that's fucked up. 39 years old. So rest in peace to that man.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, man.
Yup. So, where should we go now?
With
the sticky out?
Nah, hell no, we're not starting there.
Oh God, no.
Nah, we starting off to what set the weekend off from jump.
Oh yeah.
My boy Nevadius.
Oh man.
Shit.
Future went ahead and dropped his latest album, High Off Life. And boy, to my ears, it's actually pretty good. I liked what I heard. I'll say this: I did not go into this project anticipating Future to reinvent the wheel. Like,
right.
I knew what I was going to listen to. It was going to be misogyny. There's going to be some gun toting. There's going to be some drug use. There's going to be some inner reflection. And I was okay with that. I didn't have a problem.
And more drug use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I was actually shocked about was I thought it was going to be more in line with Hendrix. Speaking of that, I actually went back and listened to Hendrix last week. Mm-hmm. Not as bad. It's actually aged pretty well to my ears since then.
Future fans really, on Twitter, Future fans really love that damn album. They really love Hendrix for whatever reason.
Yeah, I understand why now. I hear things a little different now. So
That's
he's
the
more.
one where
That's like more
right?
the
Yeah.
R&B shit, right? He's singing a lot more.
Yeah,
and
so
shit.
even to me, that's the one for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Like not the absolute number one, but you know what I'm
It's
saying.
one of his
Like,
top
more
albums.
recently, yeah, that one stands out
For sure. So I thought this was going to be more in line of what he gave on Hendrix. Mm-hmm. But I actually got what I thought was reminiscent of Evil and Purple Rain. I'll be honest. I'm not mad at it. I just want to hear him talk his shit and, vocalize a little bit, not for the majority, but I was pleased with what I heard. I mean, there was, 21 tracks, but 5 of them were already tracks that had already been released, and for the most part, everybody had pretty much caught on that, okay, those are basically just bonus tracks at this point. So there's really, it's a 16-track album.
Right.
Of course, Usual Suspects and DJ Spin, Wheezy. No, not Lil Wayne, but Wheezy, the producer.
Yeah.
TM88, Southside, ATL Jacob,
Those
same
usual
niggas.
suspects. Them niggas.
Right.
Yeah. Boy, Trapped in the Sun is my shit. I like that, man. I really like Trapped in the Sun.
I actually
And I'm
kinda
not
like
really
that.
a big fan on like really lo-fi sounding type beats.
Yeah.
But that one actually did it for me. I like that.
I actually kind of like that record.
Yeah, Solitaires, with Travis Scott to me was a good standout. Nice showing from both of them.
That shit was dope.
Yeah, but then
That shit was sick, dude.
I think one of the biggest surprises to me was Riding Strikers. I don't know about you guys, but I got strong Schoolboy Q vibes when that beat shifted. And that nigga talking about, bought me a drink, finna rob me a bank. And that shit hit, and I was like, oh, ooh, I like that motherfucker. So that's how I ended up doing it on this week's playlist. I ran that into pop shit with Reason and Schoolboy Q.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. And then Posted with Demons was just... Posted with Demons is just misogyny ultra. It was good, man. This nigga talking about pimping out the pastor's daughter for drug as a drug mule. Talking about, I don't care if a bitch worships the devil, she's still gonna move these packs. And it was just like, we really going there. And I'm not mad. Keep going.
Yeah.
Wow.
What else you got?
Like, this is in line with what I was expecting to hear.
What else you got, sir? And then Hard to Choose. And I like Trillionaire, man.
Dude, young boy.
He's nice. He's nice.
He's really got it. Like, I didn't hear it when he first came out, but now it's like, okay, his sound is developed and it's nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Was I didn't see the potential at the time he was developing, but now that he's developed,
same here.
Yeah, now that he's developed, it's there on full display, and I get it. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, can I just give a round of applause to Too Comfortable? Too Comfortable is just wow. That's all I can say about it. Just wow.
Wow.
That shit just touched to my inner scumbag.
So pretty much this album to you
I was wondering how you were going to describe that shit, but that makes sense.
Yeah. So pretty much this album to you is vintage Future.
I mean, I wouldn't call it vintage Future, but I would say it's the Future that everybody jumped on the bandwagon for. Like, I would consider vintage Future the run that included the 3 mixtapes going into Dirty Sprite 2.
Okay.
Yep.
That to me is vintage Future, because that one, and
For sure.
I guess you can also include the next 2 years, because really to me Future's run was 2014 to 17 in terms of like when he was at his ultimate top notch in Top Gear. So I don't want to say just those 2 years in general, but it was more so if you really weren't on the bandwagon after Dirty Sprite 2, you kind of missed out, because the mixtape leading up to that shit, that was an experience. Like, this nigga was literally just dropping like 9-track mixtapes, and them shits was knocking. And it was like, wait a minute, this ain't honest. What the hell is this?
I actually
And it
like
just
Honest, by the way.
It just kept going and going and going. Finally, he got to Dirty Sprite 2, and it was out the park.
Yeah, that was him at his peak.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say it was vintage. I'll say this was, for me, he was definitely on the right track towards that.
Yeah.
And then I definitely, him and Uzi just have good chemistry, just ever since Too Much Sauce. So to hear them on All Bad, like I knew what I was gonna get with that, and I wasn't let down. I like that song too. So I mean, overall, again,
I hear you, bro.
Again,
I've never been a fan of Uzi.
See, I'm a fan of feature Uzi. I've never been a fan of his solo work, but Uzi on a lot of features for me, he does it. Especially, I think the one song where it really picked up for me was when he did the hook for Wiz Khalifa, and
Oh yeah. That pull up, I think
pull
it
up,
is.
yeah. That to
Yeah.
me was when he showed out, and I was like, okay, he's got the ability to do it.
Right.
So yeah, overall, I liked it. I played this fucking album probably about 7 times since it's dropped.
Well, with me, I wanted to like it. I really wanted to like
Busby,
it.
are you there?
Huh?
We lose him?
Yeah, you hear
Yeah,
me?
he's no longer.
No, I'm right
Shit,
here.
we lost Busby.
Shit, that
No,
was so.
I'm right
that was
here.
so foul.
Oh, okay.
The fuck?
Oh, there you are.
We was
I'm
about
right
to-
here.
He was about to be like, oh, he was getting ready to talk slick, so
Anyway.
so the Fuse and the Vadius
Right,
went
yeah.
cut his shit.
Anyway. Nah.
Future pulled the plug. Yeah, I hear you.
Anyway, like I said, I wanted to like it. I really did want to like it. It just wasn't hidden for me. Like, I mean, the opening track, Trapped in the Sun, was cool. I like Touch the Sky. Riding Strikers was cool. One of Mine was cool. And Posted with Demons. And of course, what's it called? Too Comfortable. Other than that, the rest was just blah to me. Everything was just blah. And I'm never going to revisit this album again. So if you like it, cool. Like, but honestly, I feel he has not musically like amused my ears since the run, since DS2. He has not musically amused my ears since that run. So, but that's you. If you like it, and if y'all like it, that's cool.
Is it because you don't want your inner scumbag to come out?
It's just the music just doesn't hit me. It just didn't affect me. It has nothing to me being a scumbag or anything. It's just I just wasn't feeling it. It just at some point the album started sounding the same to me, and it was bleh.
What do you mean by sounding the same?
If you like it,
what were some examples of sounding the same? Like your thoughts aren't gonna just persuade me, so I'm not talking about that.
It doesn't matter. It kind of just doesn't matter. You're not gonna change my mind. I just didn't care for it.
No, but when you say sound the same, what started sounding the same? Like what songs started sounding the same?
Let's see, Solitary. Let's see, Trillionaire, Harlem Shake.
But what did Solitaire sound like? That's what I'm asking. I'm asking what song started sounding alike.
It didn't amuse my ear, JC. It just didn't amuse my ears.
Listen what I'm saying.
I don't have to explain it.
I'm not trying to change your mind.
I'm just letting you know. It just sounded to my ears. It was the same concepts. It was the same type of beats to me. It was blah.
Typical Future is what you're saying.
So you're
right?
talking about
Future,
you're not talking about songs on this album. You're just talking about songs in general.
No,
that
he's
he's
talking
released
about
over the
overall.
Years.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking. I wasn't asking you to get defense. I wasn't trying to change your mind on this. I was just asking what songs. I thought you were saying there were songs on here that started sounding the same.
Oh, the same concepts, the same type of raps. It was just blah. I was over it. When I got to, what did I get to? Like the last track, Accepting My Flaws was kind of cool. And then I was just over it. I was legit like over the album. And yeah.
I get it. Like I get it. I wasn't trying to change your opinion. It's just, again, I'm one of those people where it's like when people start saying songs start sounding the same, I want to hear examples, because to me, again, I explained, it starts becoming like a little lazy cop-out if you don't fully explain it.
You could call that a cop-out. You could call it a cop-out to me. Because honestly, you could call it that. It was just, if that's the best way to describe it, if I'm just not feeling it no more, if everything just starts sounding the same, and if I'm not saying sounding the same, I'm talking about I'm bored listening to you. That's when everything sounds the same. And that's what this album is. It just blah. Yeah. If y'all like it, that's cool. Me, nah.
At what point?
Like this album was for. Like let's put it this way. I literally forgot this album dropped till we had to talk about it.
Oh wow!
Damn.
That's how much I really just didn't care about this.
That's harsh.
I'm saying.
Shit.
At what point do just in general, like to get off Future? At what point do you guys start factoring in same content for your favorites? Because you do realize that argument could be made about your favorites.
Oh, but let's put it this way. For example, I'm going to use Eminem. Eminem has low-key the same content-wise for like his first few albums, but he showed growth. Like his music started kind of changing a bit. He started experimenting. He started talking about other stuff and all that other crap. Same with Hove. Same with Nas and Kanye. They kind of expanded their mindset. Same with Kendrick. All that. But then when an artist starts sounding the same concept, same everything, where they're just comfortable where they're at, like a Future, like a Drake. Hell, is J. Cole in there?
But see, that's where I'm getting at.
I'm trying to think about J. Cole.
But hear me out playing devil's advocate. That's where I'm getting at, because the argument can be made on J. Cole in the sense of people who listen to his album saying that they want him to work with other producers. So
I still feel that way too.
I'll give you that.
Lyrically, he could be growing, but production-wise, to a lot of people, his music has become stagnant. So that's what I'm saying. At what point do you start even looking at your favorites kind of like, okay, this actually does kind of sound the same?
I'll say it like this. For a moment, when Eminem was only working with Dr. Dre, like after Encore or Relapse, I was like, okay, as much as I like these albums, it would be nice to hear him rapping with other producers. Like, would it be dope if he rapped with Just Blaze, or he rapped and he rapped with other people not from D12 or Shady Records? Like, fucking rap with Lil Wayne, rap with Kanye, rap with other people, and he did that. Now, was the music good? I mean, that's up for debate. But
No.
he actually went out and wanted to show what else he could do. I mean, hell, he even rapped on pop songs, which I didn't think he should have ever did.
Right.
But he wanted to venture off. So I was like, you can't say that M stayed stagnant. I can't say that about my favorite artist. He actually tried to just do shit that was different for him. I mean, he didn't achieve it. some he did, some he didn't. But he did it. So with him, I don't have to be, whatever. Same with Jay-Z. He did the whole Linkin Park shit because he wanted to see how that shit sounds and all the other crap, and jumping on songs with Coldplay and other shit. Kanye, I mean, come on now. I don't have to go into depth with that shit. But yeah,
Seriously.
Yeah.
So the one person that's staying stagnant is Drake. That's the one. Drake and Future. Well, Future is who he is. That's pretty much what it comes down. When Future, he has evolved to who that's who he is, and
he has reached his final form.
That's his final form. Like, so if it's typical Future, it's like if I'm kind of tired of it, it's like whatever. DS2 was him at his peak. I'm comfortable with that. That's who you are. Good. Yeah. Same with Drake. Drake is. Oh, go on.
Because where I was getting at too is what separates. How do you guys differentiate growing tired of the same content when it comes to music, but we're all for the most part front and center for every Fast and Furious franchise film. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you guys can you guys tell the difference in that? Because I've seen I've seen a lot of people. They'll go on whatever social media platform, and it's like, oh my god, this album's an hour and 10 long. Like, I can't believe I gotta do this. And then these are the same people that sat through 3 hours of Endgame. So it's kind of like, okay,
well,
wait
there's
a minute,
difference. Music and movies are different.
How
music,
so?
you actually have, because you have to sit down and actually listen and not look at pictures. And there's no action pictures and all this other shit. Like Endgame, you can literally sit and watch the TV and be engaged in it and be amused to it. It's like amusing to your visual stuff. Like, people are visual people. That's why people go out and have fun and do all that other shit.
But I ask that because what happens if you sit through a movie that you don't deem good? So then it becomes you're just sitting there kind of wasting time. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's still that possibility that your visuals are going to be let down. You're not going to be entertained. But you still sit there for the 2 hour experience versus your ears kind of fall off in an hour experience.
It just depends on the person. Like, for me, that's everyone's different. Some people can sit through a 3 hour movie. Some people don't want to listen to a 1 hour album. Like, some people are just different like that. They're wired differently.
Yeah. Yeah, like, so again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just asking questions I just want to know who my friends are. Like, a better understand where you guys come from.
Okay, let's put it to you this way. If you're going to have a 20-track album, all them songs better hit. And it better have me engage. It better have me listen from the first track all the way towards the end. Eminem's album was 20 tracks, but there was 17. His last album was 20 tracks, but it's 17 songs, and there was skits to it. And throughout the whole album, I was engaged. I was listening. It was engaging to listen to. It was a fun listen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Same with Kendrick's and To Pimp a Butterfly. How many tracks was To Pimp a Butterfly? Like what?
16.
16 tracks. And the songs are kind of long too, but it kept you engaged because you were listening to everything that Kendrick was saying. Like, with albums, they have to hit. Like, they have to keep you engaged and not bore you and not wear out its welcome. Because some albums, they can start great. They can start hella good, like the first 3-4 songs, and then by the time you get to track 6, 7, that's when it starts wearing on you.
Oh yeah.
And then by the time you towards the middle part, that's when the album start wear out its welcome, and then you're kind of just like, all right, how many more tracks? Shit, 10 more. Fuck. That's how and then it's just like, okay, this album wore out its welcome. That's what albums do sometimes. Some albums wear out its welcome. They don't know when to stop. So that's why I like Kanye's. That's Kanye's theory when he did the whole 7-song theory with Pusha T, because that's a good concept. The best albums you listen to, there's always at least 7 songs you listen to. So why don't we just put 7 songs on the album, and that's your album? And that was Daytona.
I can agree with that to an extent. Is there any way you differentiate, Martine? Like, do you movies, music, watching games, are those different experiences for you? Do you kind of see them as one and the same, or?
I mean, to me, they're different in the sense of like with the movie, like let's just say a series type movie, you know, like Fast and Furious you mentioned, right? Fucking they kind of, once you realize, okay, they've gone off the deep end, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like I honestly I haven't gone to a premiere of Fast and Furious or even the opening weekend since Fast 5. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because like I'll watch it when I watch it. I'm not really stressing on
but
shit.
you'll still sit down and watch it at some point, right? Like
at some point.
I mean, it's just
because I'm so attached to it. Like you know what I mean? Yeah.
When you have investment in somebody,
the first few drag me in pretty much. You know what I mean?
When you have investment in this artist, if you have investment, you're gonna, or a movie or situation or whatever, you're gonna watch it because you have investment in it. But if you want to get introduced to a certain artist, like for example, I'm trying to think of a new artist that's out, like Lil Baby, for example. Like I'm kind of borderline on Lil Baby. Like he's cool, but it's like, okay, let me listen to this album. I listened to the album and it was cool, but then all of a sudden, like the first few songs were cool, and then all of a sudden I just started realizing, okay, there's no pattern, there's no flow to this. It's just a whole bunch of playlist songs. To me, okay? And it just didn't hit me. It still doesn't hit me. I mean, the raps were cool, but it just didn't hit me like that. Like it wore out its welcome to me. Like some albums wear out their welcome by the middle point. And that's what a lot of these artists fuck up on. They wear out the welcome towards like when it gets to the middle portion, that's how I knew Kalani's album was dope. Because when it got to the middle portion, the fucking momentum just kept going. Like she didn't stop. So I was like, okay, this album's special because you kept the momentum going. Some people can't keep that momentum going. Some artists cannot keep it going. That's why song sequence is so important to the listener's ears. Song sequence is important, and you have to make sure you make the right songs. You have to make the right songs that's gonna keep your attention. And that's what a lot of artists don't do.
You mentioned the Lil Baby album though, because like to me, honestly, that shit flowed from beginning to end.
Yeah, I thought Lil Baby's album was perfectly sequenced.
And then on top of that, you add in the bonus tracks on the deluxe version. I was cool with it. Yeah. As crazy as that sounds.
I don't know.
I think I figured you out as the kind of listener. You're not so what's the best way to say it? You're not so eager to go into what could be considered like mindless behavior type on an album. Like I think for you, like there's got to be like a kind of like a, even with the sequencing, there's got to be like a rhyme or reason for it. It just can't be there.
Yeah. It has to be. Maybe that's just because I've always listened to albums and I've always seen like for like the longest time, because I've always like, I'm an album listener. It's like a movie. Like I don't go back to albums just to listen to the single. I gotta listen to the whole package. And a lot of these albums now, they don't have the whole package. They just have a whole bunch of songs. And it's like, yeah, I can get that for a playlist.
I see what it is.
You know, they just have a whole bunch of songs.
Buzz becomes he's a concept listener, so you gotta have a format for him. Whereas kind of Martine, you and I are kind of just like, hey, you got an hour. Your album's an hour and 10 minutes. Show me what you got. Let's hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, sometimes like, if I realize how you are as an artist, I'll listen. Like I will listen and I will find some enjoyment for it. Like Anonymous, my boy Anonymous, he doesn't really have content. I know exactly who he is. So when I listen to his music, I will find some enjoyment out of it. I'm like, okay, this is who he is. I know how he is. This is how he structures it. All right, cool. Same with Future. Same with who else? Rick Ross or fucking. I'm trying to think of another artist that's kind of in that same lane.
See, to me, Ross is a. He falls more in line with the concept album maker. Like,
yeah, he does.
I didn't mean to use
Ross. I was thinking of someone else
with his projects. He doesn't just.
I was thinking of somebody else. Fuck. Shit. No. Who is like not rhyme and reason? Okay, Waka Flocka, for example.
I love me a Waka Flocka project, man.
You know what I mean? I used to hate his shit.
I love me a Waka Flocka project. Flockavelli is my shit to this day.
I know. I used to hate it, but now I get it now. Or 2 Chainz's first album, True Story, his first official album. I used to hate that shit back in the day when it dropped. I used to hate it, but then when I got older and re-listened to it, I was like, okay, I get you. Yeah. I knew what he was trying to do. That's why I love True 2, like the sequel to it. Because the second half of the album, he decided, you know what, I'm going to try to really tell y'all some shit. And no one wanted to hear that shit. Like, what the fuck? You trying to teach us?
Shit, I was going to say, bro, you know what it goes back to really is the fact that how heavy you are into movies and shit. You know what I mean? Because, like that type shit, it tells, obviously, it tells a fucking story, right? everything's in order, and that's how you expect albums to be.
That's how I expect playlists to kind of be like. That's like Jay-Z even.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how Jay-Z even broke down how to sequence an album. Is like it introduces the listener, and then the album has to reach a peak, and then it has to gradually kind of just kind of just come to a finale. If that makes sense. It has to like To Pimp a Butterfly, for example. It had a great opening with fucking Wesley's Theory, and then it left you wanting more with Mortal Man. You know what I mean? Or with Eminem. Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP. He opened it with Kill You, and then he ended it with Criminal. Like it has like the ending. The ending of the albums have to sound just as dope as the intro.
Right.
Like, damn, what the fuck did I just listen to?
Yeah, see,
that's fire.
I think it was either last year or the year before. Josh and I, shout out to our boy Josh. We were having a conversation because, of course, we worked at Blockbuster with each other. We've known each other for 20 some odd years now. So we had this conversation a while ago, and what I learned about myself in terms of how I view movies, music, and even sports is that I've grown more open to viewing a movie and an album like a sport, in the sense of you can expect that a championship caliber Lakers team will knock off a team that's not supposed to be in the playoffs. And then before you know it, at the first time out, the Lakers are down by 7. So, like, shit's just gone completely. So, it's a different form of entertainment because it's like, okay, how do you maneuver through this chaos now? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's probably why y'all enjoyed Rise of Skywalker, and why I was pissed off about it.
I guess, yeah, like
because you guys took it for what it is. You guys literally took it for what it is. But me, I took it as the whole story, like the whole saga. Sorry, I took it as the whole saga, and you gave us this shit, like with plot holes and all types of shit. Like you almost made a Michael Bay like Star Wars movie. It's like, what the fuck?
I mean, truth be told, all of them damn movies have plot holes, so it is like
no, not all of them have plot holes.
No, they all do.
Every single movie has a plot hole.
I know, but what Star Wars movie has a plot hole?
All of them. I was watching the Cinema Sins. And he was going back and listening, knocking, ding after ding after ding with all them shit.
Oh yeah, because he just finds reasons to fucking stuff. But sometimes this is why I call it movie logic. It's like, okay, this is movie logic. Of course they're gonna be stupid. Just go with it.
Yeah, I mean, look at episode 5 when Han Solo slices open the deer.
Empire Strikes Back.
And puts Luke Skywalker, and then this nigga sleeps in the full fucking snow, and then he wakes up like nothing happened to him. That's a plot. They made a tent.
Oh yeah.
They made a tent. They
but
said
but you get what I'm saying. Even a tent,
yeah, I know.
You're gonna have a better chance of waking up with no problem versus Luke inside of a fucking deer. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's still plot holes in all of them.
I mean, but okay, a major plot hole. Like, how did Palpatine survive? I don't know.
Yeah, he showed up.
That's a major one. That's a major plot hole. Like, I will let some plot holes get away, but when you have that one elephant in the room and you refuse to explain it, you're just messing with my intelligence. And then you're gonna piss me off. And that's what that movie did.
You take shit like that more personal than I do.
Oh yes,
like,
I
you're
do.
walking out of a fucking dude. Like, that motherfucker tried to insult my intelligence, and then it's like, yeah, he tried to insult mine too.
That's not what happened.
Like, no, like I remember walking out of Rise of Skywalker. I was like, I feel like my intelligence was insulted, but I let it go because I was like, well, clearly they didn't make this movie for JC only. Like,
but so, I looked at it as, but with Star Wars, you had to make it. You made it for everybody. You made it for every Star Wars fan. So it was kind of just like. Yeah. But now when I went back and rewatched The Last Jedi and I'm looking at certain stuff now, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see the holes a little bit now, and I'm just like, damn. Mm-hmm. I was vouching for this damn movie too. Still love it, but damn.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my questions for all that didn't you can like or not like whatever you say, like it's not gonna move me. I just wanted to understand because again, when you were saying the music was sounding the same on the album, I was thinking you were talking about songs on the album that were sounding the same. I wasn't. You didn't make it sound like you were talking about songs he released like 3 years ago sounding the same. That's fine.
Okay, yeah. You want me more specific? Yeah, it's just the feeling I got. That's what it is about Drake. It's the same stuff. Like, it's like I can make a playlist and it's the same type of feeling, the same type of raps, the same type of everything. Like, it's just no matter what type of playlist you make, it's the same stuff. like with Kanye, you can make a playlist with Kanye, and it will sound. Every track will sound different. Like
Literally.
every single one of them.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild to think about.
I mean, you know,
you can pull one from every album pretty much, and it just sound completely different.
You also got to factor in he's a unicorn in that because he changes the sound every project.
Every project,
literally,
including the ones
the sound.
Including the ones he half-asses, there's still at least one song that he will that will grab you, which is that's a feat in itself. Like shit.
Oh, for sure.
But then you also got to factor in, you also got to factor in his background too. He's not just he's a full-fledged musician, so
Pretty
that also
much,
comes
yeah.
into effect.
Greatest artist of all.
I was gonna say,
he's a rock star.
even for someone who's not like a big fan like myself, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like he'll always have at least one or two tracks that I'm just like, okay, I like that shit.
Yeah.
Same
I
with
like
Michael
that shit.
Jackson. Like Michael Jackson records, you can go through like all of his songs do not sound the same at all. You put a playlist and they will not sound the same. And Prince, you know,
Yeah.
Pac too. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Well, no, Pac, his shit was different, bro. Like
Yeah.
he had like the East Coast shit, then he went like
West
underground
Coast.
Bay Area shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He did some growth, man.
Yeah.
He had some growth.
But
Yeah, see,
that's
for me
when
with
it comes to
for me with
yeah.
Future, I enjoy Future for what it is. Like his niche is it's misogyny. Like that's his niche. Like so, there's as long as it's there at its core, like I got no issue with it. Like okay,
Yeah.
I know what I'm about to listen to. Bring it on. You know.
That's what
again.
what it
the
is
song
about.
fucking was it Posted with Demons. I didn't expect him to go that dark, so I was a little surprised with that, but I was cool with it because it was like, all right, you're going on the full edge on this shit.
Right.
And there's just certain artists like that where it's like, all right, I'm not going to try to put you up against guys that, you know.
Oh yeah, I do that too. I do that too.
Pushing the
Future's
limits.
one of
Like
them.
Future for me is a fun listen, and it's also
Yeah.
fun to interact with people on the timeline because it's just so
Yeah.
funny. So I take enjoyment
Right.
in that. I guess that's where I'm coming
I think
from
with
that.
Future, I think I'm trying to chase that feeling I had when I first heard DS2 for the first time. And ever since then, I haven't. And I think that whole run, I'm trying to chase that feeling. And in my opinion, his last few albums, including this one, has not given me that feeling again. Or maybe I just kind of grown out of it. I don't know.
That's dangerous to do, man. That's a slippery slope. Like it's very dangerous. Only because you also got to factor in these guys are real life humans like the rest of us. So it's kind of like musically we expect them to sound one way, but they be going through some shit that just take them all a completely different way.
Oh yeah.
True.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
right.
Hey, but yeah, that's Future.
Will Smith on the Will remix.
That was Fresh Prince of Willie. That was Big Willie style Willie.
Sometimes you
jiggy
gotta
with
wake
it.
niggas up, man. Remind them who you are.
You gotta remind folks.
Like I saw people on the timeline shocked and surprised, and I'm like, yeah. 'cause
Why don't people? How they have to be young. They have to be young.
Nah, these old ass niggas, man. Like
they have to be stupid.
Yeah.
They have. They're just stupid. That's what they are.
Like,
They have to be
it's
stupid.
still
Nah,
cool
man,
in
they
their
just don't
mind
look
to
at Will like that.
Yeah, it's still cool in their mind to slander Big Willie style, and I'm like, fam, like you gotta understand, man. When Big Willie style won out, I won 3 talent shows just off of just getting jiggy with it alone.
That
You
was
know
the
what
first
I'm saying?
rap album my mom bought me. So
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's
and
like
I hated that album because of how clean it was. But it was cool to listen to it sometimes.
that album's still a classic, man. Especially knowing that Nas
Oh,
wrote
it's
like
still.
4 or 5.
I mean, now that I got older, now that I'm
Shit.
older, yeah, I appreciate it. But when I was young, man, I was boring to listen to. Ugh.
Nah, he did that shit on
Damn.
his own. That's funny. Will jumping on the Will remix.
Yeah,
And then just like taking it from Joyner Lucas, like, yeah, this ain't yours. So you named it after me, and now it's really not your song anymore.
that's a
All right,
major look for
Now
Jonah.
it's
That's a
mine.
major
I
look for
took
Jonah
it.
Lucas.
Yeah. Nah, it really
a
is.
major look for
Because they
him.
did the video for it too, right?
Nah, there was no video. It's just a lyric video with
Nah.
a bunch of Will Smith pictures.
Okay. I mean, shit. I don't really know what Joyner Lucas's goals are as a rapper, but if one of your goals is to do a song with Will Smith and get his attention, I mean, what can I tell you?
Hey.
You know, like,
Hey man, he got a song
Hey,
with
mission
Eminem and Will
accomplished.
Smith.
yeah.
and he did Will Smith diss M on that record too,
I wouldn't doubt it.
or some shit. I mean, yeah. I mean, still to this day, the Will Smith Shady when he just randomly dissed Will Smith on that record, it was still the most random diss ever. Will
Yeah.
Smith, they got a customer's rap to sell records. I do, so fuck him and fuck you too.
Yeah.
And it goes right around with the song. Like, wait a minute. What? Hold up. No, take that back. Why? Huh? Like he just walked and spit on you and just kept walking. Like, hold up. No.
Yeah.
He's gonna spit on Will Smith at the height of his career? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Fuck wrong with you, white boy?
You remember that one?
lot
Remember
of
that one
shit.
viral video? That one pastor. What's wrong with y'all? That's me at March. What's
You
wrong
niggas is
with
crazy.
you? Ugh. Another song came out. I feel like another song came out.
There's, I mean, like I
That
said,
Justin
pop shit
Bieber
came
record
out.
came out. Oh, that Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande record came out. That was a real good record. That was really
I
good.
actually haven't listened to it yet.
It's a good. It really is a good record, and you can take it as you want. Is it sarcastic? Am I serious? I don't know. That's up to you to decide. But I really like that record.
Record saved hip hop.
It saved hip hop. Bieber the God and Ariana Grande saved hip hop.
Yeah, that's funny.
Let's
Let's have
get
fun
to
with
it.
this motherfucker, man. Hold up. Let me hit the show button real quick.
The continuation of the Snitch Chronicles.
And I've been waiting,
Snitchy- what's it
baby.
called? What we call him on this show?
I call him Snitchy 60. Like same way 50 Cent called Officer Ricky.
Officer
him-
Ricky.
Call him Snitchy 60.
There was another part I forgot to leave out last week when we were talking about his ass. Apparently, he tried to clean up his image, and he tried, well, not clean up his image, but he donated to charity. I forgot, it was like a Hunger Kids charity, whatever. He donated $300K.
No child
and he
hungry.
Huh?
No child hungry.
No child
what it's
hungry.
called.
Yeah. No child hungry. He donated over $300K to them, and he went on Instagram and glorify. You know how he was. He just want to show how much he cares about the community and shit.
Right.
And I was just like, I knew what it was. I'm like, I know what you're doing, nigga. And then within a few hours, probably like an hour or a few hours later, the charity gave back the money and said, we appreciate it, but nah. No. Do you know?
Said his morals don't align with what we practice here.
Yeah.
Take your fucking
Do you know
snitch,
how much
take
of
your
a
snitch money and
trash
get
ass-
the hell out of here.
Do you know how much of a trash ass person you have to be for no children hungry to say, nah, fuck these kids, take the money back?
Yeah.
People were so mad at the charity for doing that, and I'm like, nah, no money's good. Like, all money's not good money. They have something called integrity, and I think another reason why they didn't want to take the money is because of his fucking pedophile shit.
Wouldn't it be some
mean,
shit?
yeah,
Wouldn't
that
it be
could
some
be
shit
it.
if they return the money not because of the pedophile shit, not because of him running around just being asked? What if they just turn it down just because he was a snitch? Like, nah, we don't do that snitch shit
Well,
over here, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, we don't do that shit.
Well,
This
in
is-
that case, that's real gangster shit.
Like,
They didn't want-
no kid hungry is really with the shits.
yeah,
For real.
They didn't want to be affiliated with him. Like, pretty much in a nutshell, they don't want to be affiliated with him.
Right.
That's pretty much what that charity told 6ix9ine. We don't want to be affiliated with you because you are too hot right now, not in a good way. Like, you bring a lot of bad vibes to this shit.
Yeah.
You stay over there. Yeah. So that was that, and he put up a whole fucking post about it. So now let's talk about this. So he was projected to go number one with, what was it called?
Gooba.
Gooba?
Gooba. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was projected to go number one. Like when all the academics was talking about it, chart data was talking about it, he was projected to have the number one song on Billboard Hot 100. Then on Thursday, he gets on his IG and he's talking about like how Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber's new record. I forgot the record's name. That's how fire it is. It's so fire. I forgot the name of the record. That's how fire the God's record is.
It's so fire,
It's
it's
like
too hot to touch.
It's too hot to
Can't
touch.
stand
Too
you.
hot to remember. It's untitled.
Cannot stand you.
It's untitled.
Too hot for the
I was about to say this is their nigger album.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's funny to me. Anyway, yeah. So
Wow.
So 6ix9ine goes on there and he's all whining and shit, saying that he was saying that like they were projected to go number one, but all of a sudden the new Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande record got submitted, and over 600 units got added to it, so it's gonna debut at number 1 because of all the charity and shit like that. And what's going on? Is Billboard trying to buy number 1 records? Like, what's going on here? So he tried to fucking blackball Billboard because he thought if he could snitch on them early, they'll make sure his record goes number 1. Billboard called up Draymond Green and was like, "Should we do this, Draymond?"
No.
And then this past Monday, when the reports came out, 6ix9ine, before the official numbers come out, 6ix9ine goes on his fucking IG and he starts whining, saying that you could buy number 1 records, da 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 da, like this going on, that going on, just whining, yeah. Shut the fuck up. God damn, nigga. But nah, and he started whining, and then the full report come out, and who was number 1? Bieber the God and Ariana Grande. That's what the record's called, Bieber the God and Ariana Grande.
Actually, it's called Stuck With You.
Stuck With You, yeah. It's like a stay at home. It's a good, hey man, it was a good record. But yeah, number 2 was Say So, and Gooba was number 3. And I was like,
yep.
Well, first off, shout out to Doja Cat for staying at number 2. Mm-hmm. And for 6ix9ine, in hindsight, that's a major look. Fresh out of jail, and your song shot up to number 3 with no radio backing, no nothing, and you went to number 3. Shit.
Yeah.
That's a good look. You should be great about that. But no, you wanted to be greedy. You wanted to be number 1. So, nah.
You got Nicki syndrome.
Yep.
Nicki syndrome. Yeah.
I mean, makes
that's
sense.
a good way to
Makes sense. He did the damn video with her backdrop, her last video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, he started bitching and moaning and shit like that. So then that prompted Ariana Grande to go on her Instagram and start fucking pretty much breaking it down to him, breaking it down by numbers about how this and that happened. And yeah, you should be grateful that you were at number 3 because a lot of artists can't do that.
Yeah.
Didn't call him by name. Justin Bieber did the same shit, and then both them, Justin's manager and Ariana Grande's manager, Scooter Braun, who's literally on the top of this industry shit, who manages pretty much everybody. He pretty much broke it down the same way, and at the end he was all talking about, and when you were talking about how there's an investigation into bots going at videos to get the numbers up, they weren't talking about our video. They were talking about a whole other video. So pretty much what Scooter Braun said, it was like, your numbers are fishy.
Yeah.
Pretty much what he said, pretty much in a nutshell, Scooter Braun just low-key snitched on 6ix9ine and told him, like, nigga, we know you fucking screwed the numbers. We know bots looked at the video. And then it just makes sense. That makes logical sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about this nigga.
I'm right there with you.
Like, I mean, I told you, like, when the million views happened on fucking Instagram, I was like, that shit doesn't feel right. And now this video getting millions of views, I'm like, that shit don't feel right. And then it's funny, because on his Instagram, he said men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. And then the next week, he goes on Instagram and talks about the numbers are lying.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that, dog.
Yeah.
Shit.
Like,
that's some Trump shit.
All of a sudden, when it fits the narrative and shit.
When it fits his narrative, he's all talking, and he wants the numbers to, like, he wants it to be fair for him. And I'm like, okay, like, you screwed the system. Like, all right,
I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. When it was announced that he didn't get the number 1 spot, I actually streamed the song. I put it on mute, but I streamed it just out of spite. Like,
yeah, I did the same shit, but I actually blasted that shit. Like, who would have thought? Because everyone was saying, like, oh my god, 6ix9ine about that. This is gonna kill hip hop. What kind of time we in? What a time we in when we allow this shit to happen? And then Justin Bieber said, nah. And then he called up Ariana Grande and said, we gotta save hip hop. And then they recorded that shit and saved hip hop.
They saved it, and on the song it was still one less nigger.
One less snitch.
My God.
One less snitcher. That's what that shit is. One less snitch.
Nah, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like, they saved hip hop, but still didn't have nobody that was from hip hop on the record.
I know. So. That's what makes it fun. That's God's sense of humor. God's sense of humor. He sent the God and Ariana Grande to save us.
I forgot to
Who would've
mention.
thought?
I forgot to mention
Good
something
God.
with the Jordan doc. How would you feel knowing that this nigga was whooping your ass and his pregame music was unreleased Kenny Lattimore?
That nigga used to listen to Anita Baker too.
I was gonna say that.
Well,
shit.
we went over the Anita Baker, but just knowing, like, it wasn't even that he was listening. Like, look how turned up he was listening to Kenny Lattimore.
That nigga's a psychopath, man. I thought we've been through this. He's a psychopath. He finds enjoyment in whooping your ass to 90s R&B.
Like, my
And not
nigga.
just any 90s R&B, like Quiet Storm, smooth jazz R&B.
Like,
That's
he was,
some American Psycho shit.
like, he was bouncing that shit like it was a fucking Funk Flex mixtape.
I went and listened to the album, listened to some of the songs, like, you were bouncing to this?
Yeah.
Jordan's crazy, man. That's all I can say. He can't find enjoyment in rap, but he put on some Kenny Lattimore or some Anita Baker or whatever R&B. Some Luther Vandross? Shit.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect, like, that whole quote, fuck rap, like, from him, that makes perfect sense now. I get it. He wasn't listening to that when he was dropping 45. He was listening, he was listening to Quiet Storm. That's just... I would have to retire if when he puts 42 on me listening to it. I'd have to retire. There's not much. I'm not playing against somebody that's listening to fucking Quiet Storm.
Imagine him listening to Tevin.
Yeah.
Imagine listening
Seriously.
to Tevin Campbell's "Can We Talk" and he just dropped 50 on you.
Yeah. Motherfucker switched up the lyrics. Can I ball
that
for
makes
a
a little
minute?
bit of sense.
Can I ball for a minute? I'm gonna score with my name brand.
Yeah, like,
Once again, like I said, that makes sense because you could remix that shit. The other stuff, Anita Baker and Kenny Lattimore, nah. Like,
He'll
nah.
find a way. Anyway, back to Snitchy. Snitchy. Yeah, I don't know. He's dropping a new video this week. He says, let's see how that goes.
whatever.
I think at this point, I
Whatever.
have a feeling like people are slow. Oh yeah, we also talked about how Snoop Dogg's getting at him. Cause I guess 6ix9ine fucking started. What's it called? He revealed that Snoop's fucking cheated on him with another chick, and I'm like, that ain't
Shocker.
gonna hurt. Will you tried?
Shocker.
It's not a
Whoa.
shocker.
Snoop Dogg
His
cheating?
wife took a.
That's a shock.
I would
Wow.
have never guessed.
Yeah.
His wife
No
said flat
way.
out, I took him back 8 times. What's 9 times gonna do? Like, but Snoop needed to chill too. I don't know what he was. It was just like, I don't know. Maybe Snoop was bored.
Snoop has
Meek
nothing
needs
to
to
gain
stop-
from this, so I hope he bows out. Like, he really has nothing to gain from any of this, and he has everything to
all,
lose as a
right.
result. Like,
Seriously,
you can't
that's
go on
what a
social
lot of these-
media calling this kid a snitch, thinking it's gonna harm him when he shows up in a fucking mouse mask. Like, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
for
pretty
real.
much at this point, you just have to. I think hip hop has collectively chose to ignore him, and I think that's what needs to happen. We have to collectively ignore him, but then he's gonna do something else, or something else is gonna happen where we have to talk about him. And sadly, that's what's going to happen. I don't know how, I don't know when, but something's gonna happen. So
Yeah,
stay tuned.
we'll see.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
well, we'll see.
Streets is
Meanwhile.
Streets is still waiting for that demon time to start.
Yeah, how did that go? I'm going to ask you about that.
It was fun. The waiting period was fun. It was funny.
How did it look?
It looked the same
Yeah,
like a regular IG live.
Description.
Uh,
Really?
Yeah, like the video itself looked exactly the same. If you're talking about the actual OnlyFans interface, like it looks like a Twitter timeline if you follow a lot of people. Like I only followed of course it's Justin LeBoy. I only followed him, so like obviously I don't see a lot of stuff other than what he was promoting to lead up to it. But it has that similar format, and then it was kind of like, all right, you follow somebody for free. The company will then do one of those quick 10-cent debit card checks just to make sure it's valid.
yeah.
So everybody was like, oh, okay, I guess it's free. And then the show started. Well, he got everything set up. First, the nigga was running late, which, I didn't care, because if you were watching Demon Time on IG Live, the nigga was always showing up late. It didn't matter. But people
I
were
think it was
acting
always
brand
just
new.
sitting. He always like shooting the table with the fucking liquor on the table.
Yep, it was the exact same
was
thing.
Really?
Yeah, it was the exact same thing. It was just a different platform. That's all it was. So people were, freaking out, like, oh my god, why are we waiting so long? It's like, oh, y'all really new to this Demon Time shit. All right, bet. And then everybody was complaining, oh, we got charged $5. And I'm like, damn, what's really $5 to y'all getting these stimulus checks? Like, Jesus Christ. I was just like, man, y'all really switch up narratives when it impacts you. When it don't impact you,
when it impacts
like,
your money.
Yeah.
When it impacts your money, then shit's different.
Yeah, but $5, my G. Like, you know how much you have to spend to go to a nice verified strip club, just in general? You're easily shoving out at least $20 just to get in.
That's if you're lucky.
You mean I can go to a virtual one and I only got to push 5? Yeah, hold that. You can have that. I don't care. So
$5 is $50 for broke niggas.
Yeah, broke 5 broke.
Yeah, broke 5.
We ain't got it.
We ain't got it.
Yeah, so we were all just chilling there. You know, I showed up, had my same liquor mixture, that Slurricane sweet tea and Simply Lemonade. I was chilling. I was waiting. And the next thing you know, he had to keep restarting the video over and over again until finally he couldn't go back on because they literally got that much traffic to where they stopped all the servers on OnlyFans.
Oh wow!
And I
told you that was gonna happen.
And my first thought was, why didn't OnlyFans prepare for this? Like, are they not familiar with this dude's work? Because he was easily putting up 30 to 40,000 on IG Live in his heyday. Like, I know I missed the heyday and I got to the latter part where before they actually finally kicked him off completely. But
yeah, he was doing numbers on that shit.
Yeah, he was doing. You know, you would have thought this nigga was a celebrity. Like, he was doing some pretty big numbers. The video was only getting up to like 3,000 people, and then it was crashing. So it was
wow. I said, wow.
Yeah. That was funny. Everybody was saying in the comments, this shit keep crashing. I said, wow.
Oh, my God.
And so,
I mean, yeah.
So
I don't know how. I knew that was going to happen. I told you from John's like, yeah, that shit's going to crash.
Yeah,
especially when you said 10 cents. $5? Yeah, that shit's gonna crash. Especially when you said it was gonna be $5 entry. I was like, oh, that shit's about to crash.
Yeah, so it's $5. The Weeknd did show up. He left comments. He left a comment and just put 3 smiling demon faces.
Demon emojis, yeah.
Of course.
So a few people were in there. But overall, like, he just ended it like, hey, you know, our bad. We shut down the servers. We'll get back up as soon as possible. But in the meantime, everybody's gonna get a refund back. And niggas was still complaining. And then I was like, damn, y'all really think this shit gonna go back in 3 to 5 business days? I woke up the next day, the $5 was back in there. And I was like, y'all really just complain just to complain about anything. Like, god damn. I hate a complaining ass nigga, man. I really do.
I mean, that's the internet for you.
I hear you.
That's the internet.
But overall, I mean, to me, it was a successful night for them. I mean, you go to put a show on and it crashes because you got that much, like, you know, like, from a business standpoint, you did what you were supposed to do. You brought the attention. The platform didn't prepare for that kind of traffic.
Basically.
If you would have took that shit to Pornhub, that would have been a whole different thing. That's why I'm surprised Pornhub didn't do nothing with that.
I'm sure they're thinking of ways to do it at this point.
That's probably coming.
Yeah,
because Pornhub could handle that damn traffic. Oh yeah. You know they could.
Easy.
Yeah.
They have like government traffic over that shit.
Yeah, but it's just it made me question like what the hell was really going on OnlyFans, because it seemed like all these women that were promoting their OnlyFans were just like they just had.
But they never. I think they never had that many people going there at one time.
Well, no, but that's like what I'm saying. Like
like a live shit.
Yeah.
From what I was taking, the women in there were doing like they made it sound like they were doing kind of like OnlyFans live type shit of like, you know, 15,000-20,000 minimum. That's how they were making it sound. And then when I was actually, someone was breaking down the numbers, like some of them were only like peaking out at like 750, 1,000. So it was kind of like, oh, it's all right. It's kind of the fake it till you make it type deal where you explain to everybody, yeah, I'm making all this money, which I guarantee you are, but the money isn't coming from different resources. It's coming from the same guys tuning into your stuff every single night or every other night. Okay, that makes sense now. Got it.
Poor bastards.
Yeah.
Hey,
one day,
hey, man.
Like I said, it was a good start. Like the only thing that could have been better was an actual show, but from a business standpoint, like,
hey, it was a successful night.
Yeah, they'll be back soon, and
yeah, no, definitely.
But I wouldn't be surprised if OnlyFans is probably fixing their servers. They're trying to figure out a way to fix their servers and shit.
Not for sure. When it
they got to.
When it does it, I will be there. Like I'm still there for the report.
You go do that.
Yeah.
I said, wow.
I've paid for a lot more for stuff that I didn't consider as valuable. Like, this is like, you mean I don't got to leave the comfort of my home and I can still get a show? Yeah, I'm in there.
Especially them niggas had that shit on their fucking big screen and shit.
Yeah.
You know they did.
Oh, yeah. And but
Man.
my main thing was, I messaged him afterwards, and I was like, yo, like, to keep it a buck, if it's not, like, if they can figure the server shit out, y'all might as well just wait and do that until tomorrow after Nelly versus Ludacris. Like, it would just make perfect sense. Like, everybody would be hyped up about it after the fact, and, you know, they make that kind of music where it's strippers get down to it, so it just makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
but it never took place. So the servers had a lot to do with it. But of course, that takes us into Nelly versus Ludacris, the latest versus battle, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why you thought Nelly was gonna win that.
I didn't think he was gonna win. I said that.
No,
I said people got to put
didn't.
respect on his name.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah, of course.
But I didn't say he was gonna
He
win.
said
I
I
said
was
Ludacris
wrong.
was the favorite.
Oh, he was
I
the
said
favorite.
Ludacris
Yeah.
was the favorite. I said they got to put respect on his name because Nelly has an opportunity to take it. No,
Yeah.
you didn't. And it's not that it's because of the music. That man came in with Wi-Fi with a 56K modem.
You know what was so sad about
Serious,
that is that
though.
Nelly was on live 10 minutes. He was on live throughout the day.
Yeah.
Even the night before, he was on live testing shit out. Even 10 minutes before the shit was supposed to start, he was on live. There was no issues.
Yeah.
And as soon as Ludacris came on, there started being issues.
Damn, IG Live said.
No.
Yeah. And then, like, people were saying, like, that there was weather problems, because there was a bad storm out there. But I was like, weather doesn't fuck up your fucking Wi-Fi.
No.
Man,
Weather
get that
fucks up
shit
your
fixed.
power, not your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so
Right.
anyway, then after that, it just they kind of went like a few rounds, and then Nelly shit just kept fucking up. So then there was just Ludacris who had his hair all permed out, like it was old school Ludacris too. I was like, oh shit, you know Ludacris was here for the shits, and I forgot Ludacris was a radio personality before he became a rapper. He was on the radio,
Oh,
so
yeah.
he knew how to control the crowd and knew how to talk and shit like that. So I was like, oh okay, Luda was talking and shit.
Yeah, for those who were only knew of Ludacris the rapper and not at least knew about his background, that was a nice way to learn about his background. Like like you said, he easily top 3 in terms of this battle, in terms of host. Like he had that shit down pat. Nothing phased him. Nelly's shit went down, and it was just like, all right, well, while he gets back, let's run this, let's do that. You know,
He was playing unreleased. He was playing unreleased records, and then he said that there was this one line on there, and he said, "I love R. Kelly, but I wouldn't let him around my daughter." And I was like, "Ugh, why'd you say that, Luda? What are you doing?"
Like, the bar was cool. I just could have did without new Luda. It wasn't hitting. And then he had a song with Chance the Rapper, and I was like, I definitely don't want to hear that. So
The raps were cool on
good.
Luda's side.
So-
Then Chance started talking, and I'm like, "Don't talk."
it was a wild combination. I just didn't want to hear it. But
Yeah.
he did bring up the fact that him, Usher, and Lil Jon supposedly have a project together. So
That would have. We'll see. That
We'll
would
see
have
how
came
that
out
plays
2000. Yeah, whatever.
But-
anyway, the battle itself, it was entertaining. But damn, Nelly, you were on my scorecard. I was shocked myself. He was up 4-2 on my scorecard, and I was like, Nelly might take this. Then he just fucked up.
yeah, man, I can't for the life of me explain what the fuck happened. He was up at 1.5 to 3 on my scorecard. And for the most part, it really just came down to kind of preference for certain rounds. So
Yeah.
there was nothing wrong with it. Like all the songs they were playing were dope. It just, it was what you preferred at that time. Then they switched, and what I meant by switch is, for the first 10 rounds, Ludacris would start off the round and Nelly would finish. So then they switched off to start the 11th round where Nelly would start and Luda would finish.
Yeah.
And he had number 1 still on the board.
He had Dilemma still on the board.
He still had the Janet record column. Like, he still had a lot.
He had the
on
Instinct
board.
record. He had the Instinct record he could have pulled out. He had a lot he could have pulled out that he
And
could have just
for
hit him with.
For some strange reason, all of a sudden I start hearing 1,000 Stacks play.
I didn't even know that was a song. I thought this was some unreleased shit. I'm like, I thought the rules, and then you said that was 1,000. I was like 1,000, and I had to
What kind of
I had to
shit is that?
Wikipedia it. I was like, wait, what the hell? Who remembered this?
And I was just so lost because I was like, wait, what? Why would you play this? Especially from the album that literally nobody only remembers Just a Dream coming off of. Nobody
right.
And the joint with
seriously,
the joint with Plies and Chris Brown. Like literally, those are like the only two songs people go back to that album to remember. They don't remember anything else.
There was a part when I knew I was gonna automatically give the round to Luda when he played the Biggie record, and I was like, oh yeah, that goes to Luda, no matter what, because I do not like that song.
Yeah. But see, that's why it was even more confusing. He played the Nasty Girl joint, which had Biggie, and then he followed up with 1,000 Stacks, which has Puff, and then the Biggie sample, and it's like, okay, it didn't work the first time. What? And that was a single. What made you think this was gonna work? And this, nobody really. Okay, all right.
And but he was enjoying himself.
Nice
That's
try.
the thing. He was putting on a performance. That's what he was doing on the chat. He was putting on a performance. So he was feeling it, and Luda was just looking at him like, "What are you doing, bruh?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna play this record, and it's the fucking They Know remix." So I'm like, "Yeah, Luda."
Yeah. And then what made it more weird was a couple rounds later, he's like, "Yeah, we do shows, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta take it to the crowd
stadium.
for the stadiums for this one." And then he just drops Just a Dream, and I'm like, wait,
Why?
What kind
Why
of
did you
shit
do
is
that?
I was dead when he did that shit. I was like, you gotta be shitting me.
Like, why did you play that, Nelly? Why? And what did
For
Luda
real.
play after that?
it doesn't matter because Luda won, so it just
Yeah,
and
it didn't matter.
I was
That's a
just so
dub.
fucking confused. Like, what are you doing? Why?
He didn't even. He did not play number one
Nope.
during that whole battle. He didn't play number one at all.
He didn't play any. He didn't get into the Saint Lunatics bag. They had a couple joints with all of them together that he could have gotten into, like Midwest Swing.
Swing.
He didn't play
What
Midwest
was that,
Swing
the
at all. And I was
first
like,
time
damn.
that was the Jefferson's theme, the Jefferson's remix, right?
Yeah, he played Batter Up later.
Wow, that was towards the end.
Yeah, like at that point, it was already like it was solidified at that point, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, he didn't play that record. He didn't play. Yeah, he didn't. I keep going back to the. He didn't play that the Instinct record. He could have pulled that out of his ass. He didn't play. What else did he didn't play? He just fucked it up, and Luda just curb stomped him. That's pretty much. And
But see, even with and then he did one more where I was mad confused about that too, because he then pulled one out that had him, Pharrell, and I forgot who else was on the record.
oh, I know that record. I like that record. I actually gave that point to him. I actually like that record.
Shit, that's you. I wouldn't give it.
Yeah, I
over.
know.
If you using that over number one,
You talking about
like, nah, bro. I'm not giving you
Get
points.
Like Me?
I'm not giving
It
you
was
points
just
when
one of
you
the-
have classics still on the board. That you
I
could've
know,
used.
but it was just one of
Yeah,
those
no,
like it was like a
seriously,
nostalgia
though.
feeling. It was like, oh, I remember this record. Oh wow, I haven't heard this in years. Huh. I forgot what Luda played, but it was like, okay, I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to Nelly on that one. I think it was more of a pity one, but I remember that record.
Yeah. Now, see, to me, Luda was at some point Luda was gonna win regardless because he just kept coming. Like he just had way too much in the tuck.
Way too
So
much.
I had him. They did a bonus round, so overall I had it 14-7 Luda. But what was confusing to me was there were certain rounds people they swore up and down that Ludacris was winning certain rounds, and I'm like, no.
Like what round?
Whatever Luda put
real.
up against Ride With Me, they were just so adamant that Ride With Me wasn't that
It was
song.
Saturday versus Ride With Me. I remember
Okay,
that one.
I enjoy
yeah, I gave it
Saturday.
to Ride With Me.
That's a close one.
I enjoy
That's a close
Saturday.
one.
Saturday's a great song. It's not touching Ride With Me.
I was kind of split in the middle with that, but I was like, nah, Ride With Me's undeniable.
Like it just
That was
wasn't.
undeniable.
Then they had another.
I
He
get
had
you.
another one that went up against EI, and they were picking the one that wasn't EI, and I was like,
What was EI?
hang
What did
on,
he go up against?
Moneymaker?
hang on, I'm about to look it up because
I'm about to look it up too.
mad
Yeah, no, 'cause I'm
confused.
looking at it right now.
Wilson has that shit. What was it?
Yeah, no. So after EI is Moneymaker.
I picked Moneymaker on that. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you tripping, dog. You tripping.
Sorry.
Moneymaker, it was cool, but it didn't have the effect that EI did.
No, I don't think it was Moneymaker versus EI. You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No. What's above Moneymaker? Because there was another record. Because it was Nelly first. What's above
EI
Moneymaker?
is right above Moneymaker, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
Yeah.
yeah, that I was
Yeah.
confused with that. I was like, wow, all right, whatever. And then A lot of people got pissed off the fact that I like Country Grammar versus What's Your Fantasy is a toss up to me. I
picked Country Grammar.
that
was a toss up.
Yeah,
but Country Grammar was undeniable.
I went the same way, but people swore up and down that What's Your Fantasy was just killing it. And then there were people
Country Grammar.
picking
Country Grammar was.
There were people picking Nelly's Body on Me over Ludacris's Roll Out, and I was like, "What?
Body on Me?
Hell.
What are you talking about?"
What?
Yeah. Some people were being so biased towards Nelly that you could tell they were being biased. Dudes too. I can understand women, but dudes were being so biased towards that, and they made it close. I was like, "Why is this close? Like, why are y'all making this shit close? It's not close."
Yeah.
There was another one I was kind of just looking at niggas weird. I was kind of looking at you kind of weird because you picked not Shake Your Tail Feather. Was it Shake Your Tail Feather over All I Do Was Win?
Yeah, we talked about it last week. I hate that song. I don't like that song.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I take that back. Yeah, there was certain Nelly songs when I heard it, I was like, nah, and I just automatically gave it to Luda.
That's why I was mad confused that you tweeted that about me.
Because I forgot about that.
I was like,
I forgot about that.
We literally just got done talking about it. I told you I hate that damn song.
Seriously.
We talk about a lot of shit, man. So I be forgetting sometimes. Yeah.
Jason got mad at me when I picked Southern Hospitality over Air Force Ones, but Southern Hospitality just hits better.
Oh, yeah, I would have picked Southern Hospitality. Yeah, I'd pick Southern Hospitality.
Yeah.
Jason's tripping.
Like, that's easy.
That's super
easy.
Jason really don't like Nas, so he was saying I was bugging when I chose Ludacris on Made You Look remix over Nelly on the Rock the Mic remix. But the thing of it is that
he hates Nas that bad.
That one's tough, but Luda goes so hard on that.
See,
shit.
that's how I was breaking it down. I didn't like Nas's part on the remix. Jada was but it was Ludacris where I remember those bars with the Rock the Mic remix.
Bars.
The Rock the Mic remix. They all gave good verses, but to me, it was Beans and Murphy Lee that made the remix, not Nelly. So if you're putting up two remixes
on that shit,
if you're putting up two remixes against each other, and I like one of them, but it has nothing to do with the artist that's putting it up in the battle, I'm gonna go with the artist that had the more memorable verse in my ears, which is Ludacris.
And it was crazy because Luda didn't even really go that deep in his feature bag. That's the craziest shit about it.
Yeah,
he only touched the surface. Like, I hella forgot in the mid 2000s he was damn near the feature king.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, look at round 9. Like, it was Nasty Girl versus O. Now, granted, Nasty Girl wasn't gonna touch O, but then when you actually relive O and listen to him hitting the pockets in O,
he said that's his favorite verse of all time. Even Hov gave him props on that shit.
Yeah, because
that's one of my favorite verses from Luda. Yeah,
because if you go back and listen to it, he was hitting pockets in ways that he shouldn't have been doing that. Like, you know what I'm
Especially
saying?
Especially how he blended in with the bass or the beat.
Yeah.
I make the speakers bleed. Yeah. Like how the way he said that, I was like, He gave that to Sierra. As soon as I knew exactly where he was going. I'm like, oh yeah, right. Sorry, Nelly.
You lost. Yeah. Sorry,
you lost.
I'll say this: I gave My Place the nod over Splash Waterfalls only because if Ludacris played the remix version of Splash Waterfalls,
I knew that's why you did it. I knew that's why you did it.
If it was the remix, I would have gave it.
I knew you had to be hella picky. I was like, I knew that's why you. When I saw you did that, I'm like, he probably did that because he didn't play the remix.
Yeah,
I mean, the remix is so much better though.
Yeah,
I like both versions.
Seriously,
I like the original beats hella hard. Still to this day.
There were just
that's the problem though. That's the problem. It's hard. It's not like smooth the way it should be.
I know. But I mean, either way, both versions are fire.
Raphael Sadiq allowing him to clear the sample and then going on to then add his runs on there. That made it more smooth. And it made it more polished to get into the groove. Like, don't be wrong, Splash Waterfalls is cool. In no way am I saying the song is trash. It was
Splash Waterfalls versus who?
My Place, with Jaheim.
Nah, fuck that song. I hate that song. It was Splash Waterfalls.
Oh, you wasn't getting.
I knew as soon as I heard it. As soon as I heard it,
sessions of My Place.
Probably not. Even then, I probably would stop kissing her.
Yeah, see. My Place.
Turn this shit off.
My Place came out in 2004, so I was 14 or 15. Yeah, I was putting work in. Yeah, my Place was definitely a go-to.
See, that's funny because 99 Problems just came on right now. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. Got 99 problems.
Round 12 to me was the difference between Black Twitter and everywhere else.
What was it?
Where the Party At versus Yeah. I love Where the Party At, but
man.
Yeah, it was out of here. It was just so big, like you couldn't
There was no, like, I know that was Nelly's biggest. It was funny because I was like, please, Nelly. I was like, please, Luda, don't play yeah. Don't play, you played yeah. Fuck, yeah.
But here's the thing, though. To me, like, I'm not saying that I would have picked Nelly. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I am taking Nelly in that shit. And the reason why is because, no, listen. He does more to that song than Luda did for Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and that shit made the hook.
But
you know
Ludacris's verse really, when you're in a club and you hear yeah, you have to play Luda's verse. You have to. It's like
it's not one of those songs where you skip Luda's part. And that's not saying they do this. That's not saying they do the same for Nelly, because you have to play both parts.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at.
The problem with that is, at that point it literally becomes preference, where it's, do you want somebody that's going to ride the beat and make kind of like, I don't want to say sound effects, but make more memorable portions of the song? Or do you want the feature artist that jumps on the beat and has the memorable verse and at the same time is still knocking, like Ludacris probably is, he has to be considered for top 10 at the very least in terms of rappers that just know how to get into a pocket and make it his own.
He didn't even play Glamorous, the one with him and Fergie. He didn't even play that record.
Like Glamorous Lifestyle is like, that's the epitome of what I'm talking about. Like, he'll get into a pocket he shouldn't be in, and everybody else looks stupid because it's like, why didn't you attack that pocket on your song that sounded similar to that in that manner?
See, this is why I get so mad when people when people started roasting Ludacris and shit. Like, you know who the fuck this nigga is?
Yeah.
Like, that's what really irks me.
Though.
Like, no one was blasting Ludacris, and especially with Nelly. Niggas were like, this one white boy said, "Oh, you guys were really listening to Nelly back in 2000." I'm like, shut up, cracker. Yeah, I said it. Like, it's just like
Crack ass cracker.
Cracker ass cracker. Cracker ass cracker. Shut up. And he worked at Complex too. That sounds like that stepdaddy shit. Cracker ass cracker. Shut up. But nah, like, don't diss Nelly. Like, I get more offended with Ludacris because like nah, that boy can rap his ass off. Don't let them Fast and Furious money fool you. Like, he can
honestly,
still,
both of them though, dude.
Oh yeah,
like,
Nelly too. Yeah, but I prefer that.
You know what I mean?
It comes with preference.
He gets shit for the country shit. You know what I mean, or fucking going pop or whatever.
Yeah,
but dude could spit.
See, but it's always what I've said about Ludacris. Ludacris is really that hybrid where he fits in both arenas. Where if you need that party hit, cool, you're gonna call Ludacris. If you need that feature where you need somebody to just shut the shit down, you're gonna call Ludacris. So he fits on both. He's one of the rare acts where he fits on both spectrums of hip hop, where it's you want that more traditional sound, or you want the more pop Billboard sound.
He was on Justin Bieber's debut record, Baby. And I will never forget when I saw on Rap Radar, Justin Bieber, Baby, featuring Ludacris. The only reason why I pressed play, because I wanted to hear how Ludacris was going to flow on the record. And it was just Luda on the record. Like, I'm here
too.
Yeah.
That was more of a I'm here for a check verse. That was that's what that verse was. I'm here for a check. Right. I'm like, if you know who this man is, do you kids know who he is? That's the hose. Use a hoe. That's move, bitch. That's move, bitch. Get out the way. That's fucking. Who else? I'm trying to get all his like messed up songs. The females, the messed up pussy popping. Oh, when it was pussy pop. Well, when it was pussy popping versus Tip Drill, I just gave it to Nelly automatically. I
gave it to Tip Drill just because it was more culture. It had more to do with the cultural effect.
Because Nelly gave Mankind the Tip Drill video.
Yeah. Because of BET Uncut. Yeah. That's why it won.
Yeah, period. That was the... Yes. I just gave it to her, yeah.
Round 16, I mean, there's not much that can really make me appreciate Nate Dogg more. But round 16 made me appreciate Nate Dogg more because when I was really breaking down with Nate Dogg only said 7 words in that song. But I'll be damned if it didn't sound like a damn Martin Luther King speech. All he said was, I got hoes in different area codes.
Hoes.
I got hoes.
Like, that's all he said. I got hoes in different area codes. It's just 7 words. But
what was the edited version? I got pros I got codes?
Yeah, pros.
I don't know what a pro means.
I got pros.
Why didn't they just say? Why didn't you just say I got those in different area codes?
Or I got code. How about I got codes? I got codes.
There's so many things they could have said. But they chose pros.
Right.
But he said pro, and Luda said for show. Yeah.
Because when Nate Dogg makes a choice,
fuck.
you do not go against it.
You roll with that shit.
Nah,
What
man.
else was there? Yeah, Hot in Here versus Move Bitch. I'm sorry, I love Hot in Here, but Move Bitch always gonna get it from me.
Oh yeah, it was automatic.
Yeah.
I wasn't even fair. I was like, really, Luda? You gonna do Nelly like that? You gonna
Yeah.
play that record? Fuck you, Luda.
Yeah, I mean, like overall, the battle
Oh,
itself.
shit.
I mean, again, the Wi-Fi included and all that. Like, you know, you gotta take it for what it was. But overall, in terms of the battle and the music being played and the kind of the stories behind it, I enjoyed it for the time that we had on Saturday. I just
It
think
was
it's
also funny.
I just think they're
Go
at a
on.
point they got to get off IG Live to avoid this shit from keep happening. Like, IG Live, I don't think it's enough to fulfill this anymore. Like, it's starting to hit a new plateau.
Yeah, it's starting to get. They need to put
Yeah.
this shit on Twitch or YouTube or something,
Right.
Because it's
Or
like,
something
it's
that
getting-
can handle all the fucking views and shit.
Yeah.
man.
yeah, because it's getting too fucking. Kind of
It's
tired of
getting
looking at
big.
my phone, tired of looking at the comments. I'm like, you know what? We gotta figure this out.
Or
And
just-
I bet you Swizz
Or
and
even
Timbaland are figuring it out.
You could even pre-record it and just put it up like at the time frame. Like, we don't
Man, you
have to
giving
be
out
on with
giving
them
out money.
live.
Shut up, JC. Shut up. You giving out ideas. Shut up.
Hey man, I just want to be entertained.
I know, but just you giving out ideas. No, shut up.
You think I'm putting out something they
you
ain't already
could
talked about
pre-record it,
already?
but
Huh?
it's one of those things though, man. You could pre-record it, but it won't have the same effect. You know what I mean? It's like when you watch a
That's true.
For example, like a basketball game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You'd rather watch the shit live than record it.
That's
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
true.
But when I watched the shit live, Nelly looked like he stuck in Wonderland.
Yeah, nah, I feel it.
So after that, they had the, I guess they had the post battle when Timbaland and Swizz Beatz were just kind of having conversations about who should go against who. Usher, they talked to Usher. Usher said he's down to go up against Justin Timberlake. Black Twitter wasn't having it, and for me, I want it to happen now because Black Twitter doesn't want it. So now I want it.
Like I predicted.
So, they were mad as hell. They were saying Justin Timberlake is not allowed here. White people in general are not allowed. Like, wow, that's racist, but kind of true.
That's
but
racist.
that's racist. But Justin Timberlake, and then there's another one where DMX, he challenged Jay-Z. But then when he was talking, when DMX was chilling with Noriega and shit, I guess Swizzy was on the phone and he called him saying, "Yo, Eminem's down. He wants to battle DMX." And I was like, "Oh shit!" At first, I was like,
Ooh-wee.
I don't want M in these battles because he doesn't have those type of records, and I am a stan. Y'all know me, I am a stan. But I know my boy, he doesn't have those type of records, those little, I guess, anthem records, the ones that make you feel like when you play an Eminem record, and then when you play a record, like say a Jay-Z record, you play You Don't Know, you feel that shit. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
But M don't
Yeah.
have those type of records, and I'm being honest. And DMX, yes, the fuck he does. Come on, he plays not hot in here. Party Up. He plays Rough Riders anthems. Get at me, dog. Fucking
He
what these
plays
bitches
songs
want.
where he don't even have to rap. He just growls, and it's like he wins.
He wins. And I was thinking, how was M going to compete? And people were telling me, like, you're supposed to be the stan. And I'm like, I'm a realistic stan. I know my boy.
Yeah, nah, I mean, it really be like that though, for real.
Like, I know my boy. Like, I could see him going against Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes saying he wanted to battle with Missy Elliott. But I was like, people were saying, nah, you need a music video battle for that.
That would be tight. Like,
know?
for real, that would be sick as fuck.
Yeah, but nah, like I could see Busta Rhymes and Eminem because they have similar rap patterns and shit like that, and the way they rap and animated and shit. I could see that working out. But
I get what you're saying, bro, but when Breaking Neck comes on, that's a dub.
Yeah,
When
put
Give
on
Me Some
Rap
More
God.
comes on, that's a dub.
what other song?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
What other
there's
song?
just Give Me Some More.
Yeah.
Touch
Like,
it.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Touch
yeah,
it.
that's a dub.
Yeah.
Pass the Crevassier.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a
That's what I'm
few.
saying. M
There's a
can't do
few,
M
yeah.
can't. I don't see how M could go up against DMX like that. I'm sorry. Like Joe Budden said some shit saying M could do it if he plays his album cuts, which is kind of true. Like he does have album cuts that are fucking fire.
See,
And-
I think M has a, because again, when I first saw it on paper, I was like, I definitely don't want to see that because this is a battle of energy, and
Yes,
you can't,
there you go. That's the word I
Yeah.
want to use.
and
Yeah.
you can't beat. There's only a few that can beat X in a battle of that includes energy. Like it's just not possible. I don't like hit that battle, you're not contesting lyricism because you know X can rap too. So that you're not finding out who the best. It's literally who has the anthems, like you were saying. But I will say this, and this is no disrespect to X, but this is also just highlighting the fact of what happened in the past and how it can affect the future. M would have a chance because I don't know what the lingering effect of crack cocaine and alcoholism would have on DMX in his choice selections.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? So like he could
That is true.
So he could put one song one place and it's like, wait a minute, that shouldn't be going up against Sing for the Moment. Okay. So I'm going to give Sing for the Moment a point there. And then they'll put up another, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I say that not out of disrespect. I say that because look what Nelly did. Nelly was throwing shit up that shit had no business being in the rounds. So,
and I don't think M will play his hit records. I can see him playing My Name Is, but I don't see him playing The Real Slim Shady. I don't see him playing Without Me. I definitely don't see him playing We Made You.
No, M would definitely have to go into second, third, and fourth singles, which he has.
Oh, he has to go to album cuts. He has to go to album cuts. And I can hear it now. I can see him.
Yes and no, but that's not a problem because X has album cuts too. So
I know he could go into street singles. Like M could go to Just Don't Give a Fuck, and then X could just play Get At Me.
And you gotta also remember, M can fight with his features because X has a good amount of features too.
Oh yes, he can. Oh yes, he can. Forgot about Dre. Fucking Patiently Waiting. Fucking shit.
And I mean, even though Bitch Please 2 was on his album, I mean, it's still a remix. Like
Bitch Please 2, he could go get at. Hell, he could play fucking. What's another song he could get at?
He could play Forever.
Yeah,
he could.
Like, so
he
Drop the World.
He does have Forever. That's true.
It definitely
Drop the World.
It definitely is a little bit more fair when you start getting away from the energy and start focusing on factors that, they're just out of your control for picking who you would win. Like again. Like we were talking about earlier and how we've always been speaking on when it comes to album sequencing. Battle sequencing is important. You can't just spin some shit just because it's this was my number one song, back in 2002. Okay, Ludacris got top 5 songs too, so the number one really doesn't matter. It's that just determines how your song was marketed.
Right.
So you got to match it up. The thing that comes into play though is like there's just certain rounds I would not take away
play
from
certain
X.
records.
Like, Rough Riders Anthem is not getting beat in anything. It's not.
What song?
No.
Rough Riders Anthem is not getting beat.
Oh no, none's beating that. No.
What's My Name is not getting beat. What's my name? DMX and I'll be the best. You see the rest, they looking like they need. No, it's not getting beat. I'm sorry.
One more time. Yeah, he ain't no one's winning that. No, he ain't winning that.
Yeah, I you know me. I enjoy Superman like the rest of them. I think Superman has a hard time going up against How's It Going Down.
What these bitches want.
What these bitches want.
What these bitches
like,
want.
Come on,
That's
bro.
it.
Like
You know what I mean?
I picked the lesser of the songs just to give him a chance.
Yeah.
Like now, imagine if he puts up what the bitches want. It's not gonna go.
M's gonna get destroyed, and I'm an M fan. M should not be in this. There's a reason why when these battles are going on, I did not mention my favorite rapper because I know, I don't want to defend that.
Yeah, I mean, right?
You don't want to have to defend that shit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Busby's like, I just started this damn year on a positive note with Eminem. Now you want to take that away from me?
You think it, like I'm sounding like Will Smith's dad? You think I want this? It just happened. That episode was on earlier today.
Oh shit!
You think I want this? Shit, I'd rather have Timberlake versus. I want Timberlake versus Usher, so everyone could just shut up about it. That's why I want it. I don't think Timberlake's gonna do it. I don't really feel he's gonna do it. I feel Timberlake has to persuade Timberlake to do it.
See, it's such a mismatch for him. You would have to find Timberlake a white artist to go against, and when I say this, you're gonna laugh because you're like, well, he doesn't even have the hits, but you got to factor in what I'm saying. You can't even put Justin Timberlake up against John B. because black people claim John B. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they will find some ways to have John B win that battle.
Yeah, like, and that's not taking anything away from John B. John B got hits, so it ain't about taking it away.
Yeah.
It's just in comparison to Timberlake's hits, they weren't hitting up Billboard, but. Black people look at John B like he's white chocolate. Like you can't beat him against and that's the whole point of this. Why Justin Timberlake can't be in these battles. Like I've been saying, it always goes back to what happened at that Super Bowl performance.
Because he didn't defend Janet in their eyes, and Janet is over it. I ran down it. I was like, dude, Janet went on tour. She fucking dropped more albums. She had more hit singles. She fucking she went to movies. She got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's chilling. She don't care about Timberlake. Did not ruin her career.
She did another photo shoot where I said, "Wow."
Oh yeah, I said wow, yeah. She did all that. Like, she ain't thinking about Timberlake. It's only on Twitter, especially during the Super Bowl. They call it Janet Jackson Appreciation Day on the Super Bowl. And I'm like, y'all need to appreciate Janet Jackson every day. Yeah. Like, you got me fucked up. The fuck?
They are talking about Jagged Edge versus 112.
That'd be interesting.
I am actually intrigued by that one. I'm not gonna lie. That one actually intrigues me a bit.
I'm still waiting on 3-6 and fucking Bone Thugs. I'm still waiting on that one. Bone Thugs and 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah. I think they they have a new battle set up for this weekend between Beanie Man and who's he going to?
Yes. I mean, it don't matter because I don't listen to reggae.
Bounty Killer, thank you. Yeah, so it's Beanie Man versus
Bounty Killer. Yeah.
I'm going to be straight up. I'm not familiar with much of both catalogs outside of Girls Dem Sugar and a couple others. Here. So I will at some point tune in. I'm not going to put a scorecard for that battle. Like I don't know much about those catalogs, and I don't want to.
I'm not in a rush to listen. Yeah. I'm not in a rush to like go watch it. But the reggaeton people, they say they're making this look like this is like
show some. That's not reggaeton. That's reggae.
That's not reggae.
Yeah, that's reggae and dance.
No, I said reggae. No, I said all the reggae fans are like they're like all the reggae fans. They're hella happy about that. They're looking at this like it's Jay-Z versus Nas type of shit. So it's like, okay,
that's crazy.
I mean,
I don't even look at it like that. I love reggae music, bro. Like I look at Beanie Man. I know him for one song and one song only. And that's it. You know what I mean? Just Girls Dem Sugar. That's it.
I'm saying this though. If Eminem does the battle, if Eminem does a battle, Hov should do a battle and Nas should do a battle. It's like at this point, if a legend of Eminem's caliber is putting his ego aside and doing this shit, Hov should do it. Fuck it.
I mean, they should, but
Hov was on IG Live. I don't know if y'all saw that earlier. He was actually on IG Live, but he wasn't on there. Like, Young Google was talking to somebody. I forgot who it was, but it was like a joke because he was saying that Jay-Z stole his toilet paper at the fucking Oscar party, and you heard Jay-Z in the background. Like, he wasn't on camera. Like, dude was like, Jay-Z's like, Hov, come to the camera. Nah, I hear you. Jay-Z was literally sitting to the side. Like, he heard him. He just wasn't going to come to the camera.
Ooh, this just dropped. I'm going to check this out when we get off.
What dropped?
Lloyd just dropped a new song called Slow Wine Bassline featuring Teddy Riley.
Oh, shit.
And it's from people that I trust musically with their ear. They're saying it's pretty damn good. I'm gonna listen
Teddy
to that
Riley,
huh? Yeah, I agree with y'all. Like, I'm gonna stay out. And then there's just certain people that just stop typing and stop making your words to try to fix these battles. I saw two that just didn't make any sense. One was they were like, "Oh, Timbaland should battle Missy Elliott," and I'm like, really?
No, how would
next. That's the one where I was just like, really? The other one, I just was like, all right, I'm just logging. I'm not getting on. I'm getting off the app. They said it should be a battle between Pharrell versus the Neptunes.
What?
Yeah. And it was basically like, oh, we'll do Pharrell's solo production credits versus his production credits with Chad. And I'm like, okay, all right.
Who the hell said that?
I don't know, but I got off of Twitter.
So trash,
I didn't have time
dude.
for it.
Oh my god!
I had to close the whole app and just walk away for a few hours because I was going to react.
Drake should do this. I still say Drake should do this shit. He really should, but he's in quote unquote album mode. And remember the last time he was in album mode.
Well, remember he got distracted. So I'll defend him in this way. Like, this might be a distraction, and it might cause him to do another double album that it ain't that good.
Someone's gonna hurt his.
So he should just stay. He should just stay in album mode.
Chris Brown should
stay over there.
Chris Brown should do it.
I'm taking Chris Brown against the house. Chris Brown got hits.
I think Chris Brown versus Trey Songz would be interesting.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't.
No, I would not.
That'd be a blowout.
Chris Brown would kill that nigga with his features alone. Chris Brown wouldn't even touch a solo record.
Yep. Then it needs to be Chris Brown versus Drake.
His
then
vocals in the background and shit.
It has to be Chris Brown versus Drake.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the only one I'd feel comfortable with.
That's the one that could be low key even.
Yeah, because they both,
I'd still take Chris Brown.
I'm still gonna take Chris, obviously, but
Oh,
It is more even. They're high.
Damn, how is it every battle we talk about Drake, we don't see him winning at all?
Well, you just got to look at who.
Well,
he's
you know
going
my
against.
reasoning.
That's the sad part. Like,
the thing is, granted, we used to call Chris Brown fuckboy on here, for a few years ago.
Oh yeah,
but there was one thing that you couldn't dismiss was he had hits, and people for years were just solely focused on him being a fuckboy. It's like, no, he ain't got no hits. It's like, okay, don't lie to yourself. Like, you can. For what happened?
They say he doesn't have a classic album.
Yeah, and it was funny because it would be the same people
that's a good argument because he doesn't.
Chris Brown doesn't have a classic.
Like a classic, when they compare him to Michael, he doesn't have like a Thriller.
I wouldn't say he has a Thriller, but his first album to me is a classic.
I like Exclusive. Exclusive is a classic to me.
Exclusive is... I'll go back and listen to Exclusive, but it might be borderline right there.
Exclusive is my favorite from him.
He's got a classic mixtape in my ears, and his first mixtape, In My Zone, when he first came back.
Oh, yup.
That shit's a classic to me. I know it's not on the same level when you compare albums, but he's definitely got some classic material there. Should it be, obviously, where it is in his career had that incident not happened? No, but, it is what it is. He's bounced back.
Man, I'm just thinking about Chris Brown versus every situation we have Drake in. Drake versus Hove, he's losing. Drake versus Kanye, he's losing. Drake versus Chris Brown, he's losing. Shit.
It goes back to what I tell people. I had this conversation earlier today with somebody. I give Drake his respect in terms of what he's done on Billboard. You can't dismiss it. Like, you have to give him his flowers for that.
Yeah.
At the same time, don't use that to then try to have an argument with me against somebody that has more sustainable hits from Billboard, knowing that you're going to have to rely on Tootsie Slide to go up against somebody else's discography.
Who not only has hits, but he has culture hits. That's what Hove, that's what Drake, that's what Hove, that's what Kanye, and that's what fucking Chris Brown have. They don't have just hit records. They have culture hit records.
Yeah, and I don't look at the numbers solely on the Billboard charts to determine a hit. Like, again, when I focus on Billboard, it's just, okay, how many entries do you have on here? How many entries do you have on here? Okay, you guys are about the same. Sure, let's make a good match. It's a fair matchup. I'm not looking at it okay, this song was number 1 and your song was number 4, so the number 1 song. No, I'm not doing that.
You know who DMX should go against? Oh, go on.
No, go ahead.
DMX should go against 50 Cent.
Oh, 50's out of there within 5 rounds. 50's not lasting long. I think it'll be
a better matchup. I see a better matchup.
Yeah, but 50's not lasting long. Because remember, 50's... What makes 50 songs good is you gotta wait for him after the verses for him to talk his shit. That's a long time to wait.
Nah, he has great songs, man. He still does that. I know what you're talking about, man, but come on, I bet your head, boy, in the club, fucking Many Men, fucking, like you said, Heat, fucking What Up Gangsta, fucking Out of Control, fucking, I'm going down a whole list.
I could see it being close.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I'm not saying 50 could win. I'm not saying 50's gonna win, but I can see 50 versus DMX.
See, that just falls, but it's still falling along the lines of Eminem in the sense of you're gonna have to rely on his party records, and his party records aren't gonna outdo DMX's party records because DMX's party records aren't just party; they're just high energy, high octane. So you're gonna have to rely on 50 to go to album cuts, which he can do, but he's not gonna outdark DMX. Like, you, again, I always speak on the line from Heat, but DMX got those, he gives those out in the first few bars.
He got prison raps. Yeah, DMX got prison raps. Yeah, come on now.
So
he raps about raping dudes.
So it would be a step in the better direction, but to me it's the same thing because 50 was more of a Billboard artist, in comparison to DMX, but that's not going to beat DMX the same way M's Billboard.
I'm not saying 50's going to win. I'm not saying 50's going to win, but it'll be a better matchup. It'll be more entertaining than Eminem and DMX.
I'll give you this. It's a better matchup than 50 versus Snoop. I'll definitely.
You're still on that.
Oh shit, that was horrible, dude. What the hell?
You still on that? I know.
Because that shit's ridiculous. Well, what the fuck?
I still want Snoop versus Hov. Snoop wants to smoke with somebody.
Yeah, like I said,
I would like that one.
fully grown.
I would like that
I've fully grown to like that matchup now.
I don't think Hov gonna do it. Nah, he ain't gonna do it because
Snoop
that's gonna
just
hurt.
wants smoke, so that's. I feel like that's why he's also attacking.
No, I'm saying that's
6ix9ine.
gonna hurt Hov's ego. That's gonna hurt Hov's ego. He ain't gonna want that.
Yeah,
Hov ain't gonna want that. He's gonna get ether flashbacks. He's gonna get ether flashbacks. He got Renegade and ether flashbacks all in one.
I still don't want to see. Oh, they were also talking about LL Cool J versus Nas, and I was like, I definitely don't want to see that.
No. Shit.
Why are you saying no? Because I think we're saying no for different reasons.
What's your reason for saying no?
Oh, LL Cool J gonna get Nas the
what's
fuck
your
up out the
reason?
paint.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Same.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
all right.
Same.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
No.
Yeah, you got to understand. Dude, LL was like the first rapper that I actually like listened to, so I know his shit. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I know fucking whatchamacallit.
Mama said knock you out and radio and bad and
Dude, I mean, there's just hit after hit after
In
hit.
what?
Yeah.
3 decades.
You know what I mean? Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's not fair. Like you're gonna
I mean-
you're gonna put Nas up to be slaughtered by the lamb. Like Nas don't have anything to battle hate love.
I know. That's why I said no. That's why I said no. I don't want to see that.
The hell is what,
mean,
I'm supposed to
dude.
believe Nas supposed to counter doing it with Uchiwali? Nigga, you don't get the fuck up out of here.
Nas is another person I
Shit.
can't see in these battles. I don't know who Nas can go against.
Nas might have to
I don't
go against
know.
somebody from like the late 80s.
Probably like Rakim.
Yeah, Rock. I was just about to say he'd probably have to go up against a Rakim just to make it fair.
That'd be good.
That'd be a good one.
That'd be good, but Rakim would still win.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Nas, I think we can. I think this will be the last topic because I got nothing after this. But this was a topic that came up. So I want to ask you guys, and your guys' opinion as of now, factoring all bodies of work and styles. Who's the better storyteller to you? Is it Nas or is it Kendrick?
If you're
How many
asking me, I'm gonna say
storytelling
Kendrick.
tracks does Kendrick have?
I mean, shit. As far as I'm concerned, Kendrick tells a
lot.
story in every damn song.
Yeah,
Oh no,
that's what
I'm
saying,
thinking
a
of
lot.
this Keisha's song. There's Keisha's song.
Keisha's
There's
song.
Duckworth.
How much a dollar costs?
How much a dollar
How
costs?
much a dollar costs?
Duckworth.
Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
What other song? I'm saying. Oh, Serene's. I mean, Master Splinter's daughter, Serene.
Yeah.
Serene. What other song? I feel
The Art of Peer Pressure.
Pure Pressure.
Oh,
Yeah, the
yeah,
Art of Pure
definitely that
Pressure.
Yeah.
What's the song on Overly Dedicated? What's it called? Heaven? Whatever it's called, or Hell? Yeah, Heaven. Earth
Heaven and
versus
Hell.
Heaven or whatever. Huh?
Heaven and Hell. The one where he raps
Heaven
about
and Hell.
hell, and then when he starts talking about heaven, he fades out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, basically, Good Kid, Mad City, every damn song was a story.
Yeah, that's a whole album
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
Well, so
Damn, it's.
so I'll say this.
Then I'm thinking about Nas. I'm thinking about Nas because Nas. I think Nas is because the way when I heard Rewind for the very first time, I forget that there's no video for it because I feel like there was a video and then someone reminded me there was no video for that, bruh. Because it was so visual the way he described it. Same with I Give You Power. Same with what was the one on I Am? The last song on I Am.
I don't remember because I'm not a
fuck.
fan of I Am.
No, it's the last song.
No, that's what I'm saying.
When
I
he-
can't tell you anything about I Am or Nostradamus.
I know Nostradamus, but I Am is the last song when he kills his girl when he finds his girl cheating, and then he goes and then he leaves and comes back and shoots the girl, and then the cops come back and they shoot him too. It was so visual the way he described it. Oh fuck, I Give You Love or some shit like that. But that was a great song. What's another one? What's another one? Nas has so many storytelling tracks that it's like he literally can tell you a story. Same with the Book of Rhymes. Fuck, I'm about to look it up right now. Now I got title.
See, this is why I take Kendrick over Nas, because when you're talking about storytellers, they're both elite supreme. Like there's no question. So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
for
for me.
sure.
This literally comes down to preference.
Yep.
When it comes to
That's
when
why I
it-
say Kendrick.
Yeah, when
Not
it
gonna
comes
lie.
to Kendrick sounds like us when we talk. West Coast artists, we just have a style about us where it's just we know how to tell a story where it's not strictly dependent on the story. we'll use sound effects. We'll jump around a little bit to go to random places to tell a story, to connect the dots. Like, there's just so many factors that going into it. So Kendrick sounds a lot like
I forgot about
boys.
this record from Nas. There's fucking what's it called? Drunk by Myself, Fetus, Black Zombie, fucking where you at? I am. I'm trying to look at the song now. It is called.
Doesn't that give you power?
Undying Love. There you go. That's what the song's called. Undying Love. That song. That's one of my favorite like storytelling tracks from Nas. Nas can literally you can make a whole playlist of just Nas storytelling.
Yeah,
because,
so it's not necessarily that he can't tell a story, it's that I can relate to Kendrick's storytelling style. Where it's it's
like it's more natural to us pretty much.
Yeah, because it sounds like the vernacular us. Like again, Nas tells it in a way where it's like it just gets straight to the facts. So as visual as it is,
or Who Killed It on Hip Hop Is Dead. That's another favorite
like
of mine.
as visual as he gets it, it's just straight to the facts, and it's kind of like okay, that's cool. Like because obviously you painted a good picture, but again, I think that's different. A difference between West Coast and East Coast vernacular is that I've noticed on the West Coast we do a lot of like we change up through the story, so we become different characters. You know what I'm saying? So Kendrick switching voices, I notice it bothers a lot of cats from the East Coast, but to us it's like. All right, well, he's just telling a story from the different perspective. Like, what the hell's the problem with that? Like, I get what he's doing.
Eminem's really good at. Eminem's a great storyteller too.
Yeah,
Eminem's a great storyteller too. He actually changes his voice up and shit.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, Nas did that one record on Hip Hop Is Dead where he was talking like the cop and he was doing that saying.
Who Killed It? That's a great record. That's the record I'm talking about.
Yeah, but he did that saying, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, I know, but I knew the whole point of it.
I don't want to hear you. Like, I'm turning
but you know the whole
point.
But you know what he was talking about, right?
Yeah,
he was depicting hip hop.
I get it, but it was just I get it. It just it didn't mix with what I heard, so I was like, all right, I'm turning this off. I'll give it a chance next week. I don't want to hear from you for like 5 days. And I turned the shit off. I've never back to it.
That's still one of my favorite. That's still one of my favorite Nas albums. Hip Hop Is Dead, still a classic to me. But that's another that we already talked about Nas enough. But when it comes to storytellers, like Nas, Kendrick, who else is a great storyteller? I would say Immortal Technique. He's a good one.
Of course.
Well.
Yeah, without question.
But then I'll never want to hear it again because it's so fucking dark.
I never got into Immortal Technique.
I used to really like him, and then it got to the point where he was just sounded pissed off all the damn time and talking about government conspiracies and all types of other shit, and it was on every track. And it's like, okay, bro, I like you, I'm with you, but can you switch it up a bit? And it was like, all right, let me listen to someone else.
We definitely got an underrated storyteller up here in our parts.
Who?
Locksmith.
Who? And another one too. Locksmith is hard. Mr. Fab is a great storyteller
Mr. Fab's
too.
Another great storyteller.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, he's almost on Nas level as a visual.
Yeah,
he's really great.
One more is Crooked Eye. If you go back and listen to Crooked Eye's early work, he's very visual.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of guys who are more on the underground tip that I appreciate the storytelling.
Jay-Z only had one storytelling track, and that was Meet the Parents. He didn't have no other ones.
Nah, he had.
We forgot about Biggie.
Nah, he had Song Cry.
We forgot about Biggie.
Song Cry
that was more of a first person. That was like a first person perspective.
Yeah, but you still got to pull it off to tell that story.
I know. I'm looking at it like
being told.
And it's probably about his life. That's probably about one of his hoes.
I mean, but Good Kid, Mad City was a whole story about Kendrick's life.
I know, but I'm talking about like from first person. We forgot about Biggie. How the hell we go about storytelling? We don't even talk about Biggie
because he got some suspect ass lines. That's where
that is also
one
true.
Song. That was only one song.
No, it was multiple.
And there's another.
No, there was definitely multiple. Let's not
Drake
forget about what's beef.
What's
beef? He was talking really wild.
Oh well, yeah. No, Drake's kind of a good storyteller too. He never really goes really in depth with it. I'm not. Yeah.
Drake's style. Nah, Martin, you gotta hear me on this one. Drake's style.
Yeah, you gotta get out of that.
I'll hear you.
He's a very good storyteller because he makes his bars as if he's talking personally to you. Like, if you actually listen to the breakdowns, like it doesn't matter how you feel about his lyrical content and if he puts the metaphors together, But when he actually gets into that bag, it really does feel like he's having a conversation with you and you alone. That's why a lot of people connect with him. And a lot of people,
that's the same. That's why I like Chicago freestyle, because it almost sounds like he sounds like me. If I'm going through that type of shit, if I had money like that, that's probably what I'd go. That's why, like you said, that's why a lot of people connect with Drake, because he speaks to that emotion chord.
Yeah, it's just like we always say about
I get what you're saying.
Angels, he becomes their spokesman.
I get what you're saying. I just don't want him to talk to me.
Don't talk to me. Don't look at me.
Nah, bro. Turn around. Go the other way.
Like Drake just looking at you. Why are you looking at me? Don't talk to me. Don't look at me.
Yes, you hit him with that Marcus Peters. Why would you ask me that?
Somebody did this.
But I don't want Drake talking to me. Don't talk to me.
Yeah,
Don't
I
even
just
look
don't want
at
him
me.
talking to me. So, nah.
Yeah, storyteller Drake. Yeah, it's funny. Like all my top rappers, is Kanye. Kanye's not really a good storyteller. He only had one story song. That was Roses. That was only Roses, and that was it. He's not really.
You know who else is really good at storytelling? Now I just thought about it.
Who?
Game.
Yeah.
Game. Yeah.
Game.
Oh,
Game's
Game
really
is
good at that.
Game is not only a good storyteller, Game is actually great at taking you back to that exact moment. Like, that nigga will get drunk and take you back to the moment when he was fucked up on record. Like, he's really damn good at that.
Right.
Joe Budden was a great
Might be
storyteller
fake,
too.
but
Oh, yeah. The only problem with Button is he was dropping this shit unmixed and unmastered, so you couldn't really hear it. But when you actually were able to break it down, nah, he's upper echelon too. But I mean,
He's up there,
that's
for
just
sure.
a testament to Slaughterhouse as a whole. They're all upper echelon.
Yeah.
I never heard of storytelling. Oh yeah, Royce, son of what's it called? Son of Ryan.
Ortiz got a few too.
Yeah, all of them. Like, if you can tell a great story, you are an elite rapper.
Yeah.
'Cause that takes a lot of talent. That takes a lot of talent to actually like make a story. Like when you're writing a rap and it just becomes a story, and the pen just guides you.
Yeah.
Like, where can I take this? Like how Eminem came up with Stan is just some wild shit. Like how did he come up with that
Right.
shit? How did he come up with Kim? Still, that's. I mean, he even said he went and saw a movie and it was a love story. He's like, I'm gonna write a song dedicated to my wife. And I'm gonna kill her in it, literally.
Yeah.
Yep. Sick shit, sick motherfucker. That's why I love him.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
Nah, I think that pretty much covered everything. I don't have much. I don't have much of anything else.
Me neither. After this, I'm gonna watch fucking Rise of Skywalker and piss myself off.
Give me a hell
While I order a DoorDash and they fuck up my order, so it just pisses me off some more.
And just
Oh my
the
god.
whole unregarded levels of pistosity that you didn't want to hit.
Right.
Hey, this is episode 183, right?
Niggardry at work.
Oh, like,
183.
Yeah, this is episode 183 of the iLLogical Sense podcast. You can always follow us on the Twitter. Shout out to Mr. Fab. You can follow us at Twitter at iLLogicalSP. You can always follow me on Twitter at Mr. Busby 4 lowercase 08. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at the iLLogical Sense, and of course on the Facebook.
Give me a hell yeah!
And of course, on all social media, you can hit me up, JC No Hunnit. Again, I dropped this week's playlist, so that's up live.
Desires.
Yeah, Desires. I found a nice picture of a beautiful black woman too. Put that joint up.
You know
right
who she
there.
is?
No, I don't. I was very upset about that. I went and tried. I put up Google Images with the picture. It was in a foreign
Man, you
language.
tried to do the whole catfish shit, huh? You tried to do the whole catfish shit.
Like it was all
Couldn't
it was all foreign language, so I couldn't tell what the hell. But that's a fine ass black woman. Emphasis
Definitely
on black
is.
woman. I love my black women. But yeah, that's up. And then what else we got going on?
Quarantine Vibes, my playlist.
Yeah,
It's fire,
that
too.
Quarantine Vibes is still up. Martine's up next, and then we got the end of the month
Yes,
playlist
sir.
too.
Yeah, you
Right.
too, Martine.
Yeah, you can follow me at Beats Be Killing Them on all social medias, and search Venomous, spelled VNMS, on all your digital streaming platforms, and stream my music because I would like some extra money. That'd be cool.
Give me a hell yeah!
Yeah, man, I'm chilling.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And then my work week started this morning, I guess. So Back to work.
I got the day off now. As listeners are listening to this, I'm enjoying the day off.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done with that, I worked before I came on here, so after this, I had the day off, and I'm gonna take a nice ass nap all day tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna go out for a walk and then
Good
take a
for
nap.
you.
I know. Good for me.
yeah, I'm gonna do a nice
Good
morning
for
walk
I.
too.
Yeah. Anyway,
Bravo. I'm like, I hate y'all.
Anyway, we out this bitch. Peace.
Peace.
Ya bitches.
Peace.
Make that free throw. Hope.